Yes, we are live right now. This is Wrestling with Savage. We're live, and all you can see is the screen right now that I show you because I control your destiny. You're in here right now, and you're watching Wrestling with Savage for a fucking reason. You're in here right now because you want to listen to me talk about wrestling. You want to hear my friends talk about wrestling, and you want to find out what we think about AEW Dynamite. But before we do that, you're all going to watch this beautiful entry video. Big shout out to my cousin Pretext. Who's going to make it to the top first, me or you? I don't know. People coming in and out of the chat. This shit's getting real serious. I promise you this. This is going to be an entertaining episode, man. It's going to get a little wild. We're going to have some technical difficulties, but I'm going to do my job, and I'm going to bring you New Year's Dynamite right now, live on Wrestling with Savage.
I say you are listening to Wrestling with Savage, the best podcast in the history of podcasts.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, Project, you live as a champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. SmackDown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. Why?
Because they are the best tag team in the world today! Woo!
George, I think George just tried his resume for Tony Khan. I don't know. Up for George, huh?
We're Savage!
Of course.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, Project, you live as a champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. SmackDown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. Why?
I'm trying to give these two W's. I say you are listening to Wrestling with Savage, the best podcast in the history.
Yes, everybody, yes, we are here. It's Wrestling with Savage. This shit probably looks all jacked up right now, but I'm going to blame this on technical difficulties. I'm not going to name any names or say anything specifically, but it's okay. We'll figure it out. We got Gilch here, right? There's Gilch. We got Jay here. We're trying to get Gilch on the screen. First of all, big shout out to Thomas, right? Because we haven't seen Thomas in a while. Thomas, how you doing, brother? Can anybody hear Thomas, or?
No.
That's not going to be a thing tonight? Yeah. See, I told you
You
guys.
hear me now?
It's getting real.
There we go.
I can hear you now, man. Absolutely. What's going on, man? How you doing today?
Not much, man. It's when you get used to using these fancy mics around here. I'm not fancy like that.
Did you just get that fancy mic? Are you trying to step your game up?
No, that was the one that I told you about 2 weeks ago. Was the last time I was on. So
Okay.
now, hopefully, I'm coming in a little clearer. I want to be as cool as Savage.
Yeah, I would want to be cool. I like being cool. Do you have any new news for barbells and body slams? Do you want to break down anything that's been going down? Any new news? Any new videos? Anything to look out for?
No, I just gotta with the barbells and body slams. I just need to put some more content together. To be honest with you, with the new year, that's my goal, is to start delivering some more videos out there of getting in shape like the wrestlers and idols that we look at in the world of professional wrestling and sports entertainment. So if anybody wants to see certain things out there in terms of body composition, fat loss, or anything in terms of your favorite wrestlers and what they do, I'm pretty well versed in that. So if I can help out in any way, or even fun shit out there with wrestling and my action figures that are in my garage, I'm here. Let me know.
Copy that. Gilch, how about you? How you doing over there, buddy?
All right, man. Hanging in. Thank God. New year.
Hanging in. New year. New me. New everything. New Dynamite. I mean, I guess we can talk about that first, right? Before we talk about... We're going to talk about a lot tonight. We're going to talk about Wrestle Kingdom. We're going to talk about Dynamite. But let's talk about the Dynamite stage. There was new changes. They had, like, new little screens. Kind of reminded me of, something out of Raw 2004 or 5 or something like that. Or even American Gladiators. I mean, I don't know. What did you guys think of the stage? Jay, I'll go to you first. What did you think of that stage? Nothing?
Oh, Jesus.
Jay?
Hear me? You hear me?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we're live, folks.
Plenty of technical difficulties all over the place. First of all, Happy New Year, Tom, Gilch. Good seeing you guys. Hopefully your New Year was blessed with your family and loved ones. I'm going to just say this. It actually looks like a real promotion. I kind of like the stage, but I'm not a fan of it. But I like it from what it was before, so it's nice. I think the lights give it a nice pop, so I kind of like that part. But it's okay. Nothing to go crazy about.
How about you, Belch? Did that stage, you like it better than the old one, or is the new one better?
I liked it. I liked the visuals. In the beginning, I was one of those guys that when anyone complained about the visuals, I was all like, F you, this is a pro wrestling company, not a children's company. But you know what? It looks nice. Video packages look even better. I thought it looked solid. I really did.
How about you, Anthony? What'd you think?
I messaged Gilch and I was like, it looks like a mixture of like WWE, like the old, like, and it's like a mixture. To me, it looked like a mixture of that and like old school, like Impact or new school Impact.
What's going on, Mick? What's going on, Lisa Osborne? Thank you for joining us and being here live, Wrestling with Savage. You're walking right into some technical difficulties, but this is what happens when people decide to not all come in the room a little early so you can, make sure everything's perfect. All that bullshit. Man, this is a rough one, guys. This is probably my roughest one yet. Anybody want to try to host a wrestling show for like a minute or two and talk about Wrestle Kingdom?
Shout out to Anthony. Wearing like the shirt
quick,
here
Jay.
all week, baby.
Jay, I'm gonna kick it right back to you. I'm just showing people a quick picture, Jay. I'm showing a picture right now of Monet and her debut. So, what do you think of her debut right now? Did you watch it first of all?
First of all, while you asked me that, I think I need to ask the same question to everyone. Did anyone watch it? Or
I watched it.
Anthony? Yep. No.
I plan to. I definitely plan. I wanted to be the first fucking one to watch it live. I was staying up last night. I was a little excited. I was going to buy it. Next thing I know, I woke up and it was like 9 o'clock in the morning. I was like, fuck!
Okay. Savage, to answer your question, I'll make it real fast and sweet. I thought that was one hell of a women's IWGP women's match. I enjoyed that match a lot. Kyrie, just by the looks of her and what she did there, that amazing Mikonotsu driver that she just hit on her opponent. I'm sorry, forgive me, I don't know her name. She looks fucking. I thought she should have never left Japan. She should have always stayed there. Never went to the States. She's the champ. Then we saw the big debut. I love the video package. I think New Japan Pro Wrestling does amazing video production packages, and you've seen that with Kenny Omega later on in the show. One hell, I love the boots. I don't love the hair. Not a fan of it. I see a lot of memes already, jokes about it. I'm not a fan of it. I don't know why she went that route. But I'm going to ask you, Savage. I don't know if I saw a botch there because it looked like Kyrie just kind of fell down with the arm, and I didn't really see a maneuver that really came over why Mercedes cut that 2-minute promo. So I think there was a botch there. I don't know who was responsible for it, but there was definitely a botch. And the promo, to me, didn't really... I know it's New Japan Pro Wrestling, but these fans are fucking amazing. And they showed it in the whole pay-per-view. You saw it. They weren't really into it. I don't know. There was something missing. I think you guys could see my valid point of why I don't see her as hot shit like everybody thinks she is compared to a Charlotte or Becky Lynch. But the promo didn't really do it for me. I really thought it was just an average promo. And I was also disappointed at the fact that her match is going to happen in, I think in LA or San Francisco, I don't know, in the States, which I also didn't get. So didn't really like that part either.
You didn't like that at all?
No.
Wait, she didn't wrestle a match?
No.
Oh, I thought they were doing a spot where it was like a mystery opponent. I didn't realize it.
No, it's like introduction.
How about you, Thomas? Did you get a chance to watch Wrestle Kingdom anytime? Did you watch it live or did you watch it when you woke up? What was your story?
No, I didn't get up at 3 o'clock in the morning for it. I kind of have an idea, just like everybody else in the world, that she was going to come at some point or whatever. And I heard all the great things about the other matches and stuff like that. So I'll check them out on the video clips. But I have a couple ways of breaking this down. I like I like Mercedes Sasha as a performer. I like her attitude. I like her charisma. I think she carries it well in the ring. I think she can wrestle. She does it better than anybody that's on this video, and most people that are out there. She gets paid for it. You know, she's definitely not a Charlotte Flair, but she's definitely, you know, not a another person lower on the tier. She has star written all over as far as that goes. I'm just intrigued, and I'm going to try and stay on course here. I'm intrigued on what she's going to be wind up doing, because anybody that doesn't think she's going to not debut next week, I don't want to call myself an idiot on this one, but I think anybody that thinks that she's not going to debut next week is an idiot. Because
debut where?
On AEW in LA. I think. I think that's going to be. There's going to be.
How confident are you that? Because what if I told you I had a different name to throw out there for maybe?
I'm all for it, and I'll be happy to admit next week.
You might be right. You might be 100% right. To be honest, I mean that's one of the names that's up there.
So here's my thinking to answer your questions that you guys said before. She's got star power. She's got the name behind her. I know from seeing recent interviews, Dax mentioned it also. She wants to be on the Stone Cold, Rock level and all that kind of stuff. More power to her. Hey, you know, do her. It's all good. Definitely not there yet. Charlotte's not even there yet. But I look forward to seeing.
I think, yeah, you're right. She's past it. She's better than both of them. Don't ever come on here and disrespect Charlotte Flair like that ever again, and we're gonna have huge fucking issues, my friend. I don't care how strong you are or how many contests and people you've beaten. I will defend Charlotte Flair to the death.
Charlotte Flair is not on the level of superstarness of what Stone Cold and The Rock is. That's a whole other conversation we can have.
We're talking about wrestling accomplishments, abilities. She surpassed them. Let's be honest.
You got a New Year's resolution of stay on track here and not go for 20 minutes. So sticking with the idea of Sasha, my whole idea is if you listen to, and you'll get to it in the show, Britt Baker's interview with Jamie Hayter, she said, I'm the boss and she's the champ or whatever. That was my first clue that I'm like, that's a little tease with Sasha. Yeah, you see me, Gilch, on that, right? Yeah, I got it. I'm not always here. I'm here too. Anyway, so I digress. So she mentioned that one, if you guys missed that, and that was the nail in the coffin for me. So I heard that one, and then at the end, it was just fell flat when they were talking with the good guys in the interview saying, well, I'm going to go with Toni Storm because she's a better wrestler. And then you have Hiroshita or whatever her name is sitting there going like, what? So fans were then talking like maybe a swerve where Japanese wrestler turns on, like beats up Toni Storm. The dumbest thing if we see next week, and mark my words on this one, the dumbest thing if we see next week is all of a sudden Toni Storm gets jumped by the one that didn't get picked, and then all of a sudden randomly Sasha comes out. That would be fall flat. I'd rather her not debut and have an issue or something, but if that's what it leads to, that's going to be dumb. That's my take.
Well, my take is this. The fucking technical difficulties are fucking over, and Savage has finally arrived. See, you were talking to Greek or George or whatever that guy's name was. That guy's a loser right now. Savage, though. Savage is going to tell you the reality of the situation, and the situation is this. Charlotte Flair is the greatest fucking women's wrestler of all time. But let's move it. We're moving on. I'm done. I'm never going to say Charlotte Flair's name again. All right, let's just get into Wrestle Kingdom. I'm going to bang out the results so everybody knows what the hell happened, what was going on, and we're going to move right into the rest of the show and keep it going. Mercedes Moné, Wrestle Kingdom 17 results. Honestly, she did arrive. It created a huge reaction. The whole world was buzzing. I would have been happy if I would have seen more from her. I actually wanted to see her wrestle. We didn't get that. We didn't get shit. We didn't get to see her wrestle. We didn't get to see a bump. We didn't get to see a fucking arm drag, a fucking arm rush. She just comes in and does a little thing, holds the belt. Yeah, buys Banks. To me, overrated. She's 4 out of the Horsemen. It's Charlotte, it's then Sasha, it's then Bayley, and then it's Moné. But nonetheless, she did look good, though, and she did build up a lot of hype, so I'm not going to take that away from her. She did look great, actually. I just wanted to see more wrestling. Anyway, let's keep the show moving. We have Moné looking good, right? Kenny Omega actually beats Will Ospreay, and I want to get into that real quick. Did anybody watch that match? No, right? Anybody, Jay? Jay, you're the only one, right? Was that the best match on the card?
Tough call for me, man. I enjoyed a lot of matches, believe it or not.
Okay, well for me that was definitely the best match on the card, and you're out of your fucking mind. Go take your medication.
I'm gonna say this. I love the main event, but I was a big fan of the Zack Sabre Jr. match.
Okay, that was good too.
That was really good.
Ah, man. I mean, there was a lot going on in Wrestle Kingdom, man. But Kenny Omega did come out looking like Sephiroth. Shout out to Final Fantasy. I thought that was awesome. Will Ospreay is awesome. I believe, let's see what happened here. We have Okada actually defeating Jay White, which is kind of fucking crazy. I didn't see that one coming. I thought Jay White was going to be able to pull that one off. That didn't happen. Then we had FTR in the building, and guess what? They're taking another loss. FTR. How does everybody feel about that? Thomas, how do you feel about that, actually?
I'm a big fan of FTR. I'm curious what they're going to be doing with the guns and their little play on stuff tonight or whatever. I'm not really sure where the guns are. The FTR are in terms of contracts, and are they going to do the job when they leave or whatever the case is? If anybody knows their contract status, but I think just like anything else with FTR, I think they're eventually going to build themselves back up. They are going to help the guns get over, or at least be more legit in the ring, as opposed to just jokes and stuff like that. So I think they'll make them better. I think they're going to do a program with them. I don't know. I hope they build them up towards the tag team titles. But right now, the Acclaimed are the one and only, and
we're going to get into the Acclaim just in a little bit. I'm done talking about Wrestle Kingdom because honestly, I don't want to disrespect myself. I don't even know half the other matches in there as far as who these people are. I can't even remember their names, and that's because I don't get to watch the product as much as I want to, or as much as I actually should, because I think it is a good product. But I watch a lot of shit right now, and it's hard for me to watch anything else and be dedicated to it. That's a reason why I don't watch Impact as much as I want to. I just don't have the time. I watch so much wrestling. Like, today was crazy. If anybody that woke up at 3 a.m. today to watch Wrestle Kingdom, shout out to you. What I did is I woke up at 6 a.m. and I just ended up, going back and watching what I needed to watch, which was Kenny Omega go on to be a fucking G. Do we all think, some people are saying Kenny Omega is the best wrestler in the world right now, number one, and that match was a 7 Galaxy match. Not even a 7-star, but 7 Galaxies. That's a good Dave Meltzer, no?
I heard a lot of great things about the match.
That's what Dave LaGreca said. He's like, that's going to be a 7 Galaxy match.
I heard a lot of great things about the match and how it told a lot of stories and, of course, high spots, but a lot of other wrestling technical things. So I'm intrigued to actually see the match. So I'll give it the credit to do that. I'm more of a big fan of Will Ospreay than Kenny Omega. I like Will Ospreay. I know he flies too a bit or whatever, but I like his charisma. I like his promo that he cut down on Omega in the press conference. I thought it was from the heart. I thought it was real. Even though we all know this is all set up or whatever, but you got to get some realism with it. So I think there was some truth to his words. I honestly thought Ospreay was going to pull it off. So I look forward to looking for the videos to watch the match.
Okay, I'm with that. I want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat. Mick Thomason, the Masked Rapper. All right, we got Jakey Bakey in the house. Lisa Osborne's over here. Jake the Snake over there. We got a bunch of people watching right now. More coming in. You guys all share the stream right now. We're about to get into AEW Dynamite, though. The match of the night. For me, I can't say it was the match of the night, but I want to know what everybody else thinks of Chris Jericho versus Ricky Starks. The Ocho coming down to the ring. I'm just going to get into the end of the match where there was a Lions out countered. Moments later, the Cold Breaker. Starks kind of slow to get up to his feet. Chris Jericho goes for the Judas effect, and now Starks goes for the Rochambeau. Jericho counters and gets the Lion Tamer applied. Ricky works his way to the ropes. Daddy Magic then hits Ricky Starks in the face with some kind of a weapon. I couldn't get a good look at it. Jericho with another Lion Tamer. Starks fights through. Then he lands his Tornado DDT. Starks takes out all of the JAS and then lands a spear, gets the win, beats Chris Jericho. Action Andrade has to come out because basically the JAS is beating the holy hell out of Ricky Starks. Jake Hager even power bombs him through a freaking table. Jay, I'll go to you first. What was your take on that match?
I think
just wondering, yeah.
It should have happened right after the MJF feud. Should have happened a lot faster, in my opinion.
Copy that.
Should have never went the other route. Jericho looked pretty slow at times. Not gonna lie to you guys. Some move sets were just really slow.
You're not wrong. There was a botch.
The crowd was really into. First of all, the crowd was fucking huge tonight.
The crowd was hot tonight. Yeah.
They were loving every single event.
Yes.
I love when the crowd is like so. They could eat up anything, but this match to me was just an average match. I don't think it was bad or good. It was just average. But I don't know if it's gonna put any stock just carrying into this feud more, because it seems it's just gonna keep going. Maybe future tag matches with Action Andretti. That's another one which I don't get, which is like an enigma in my head. Like, I don't know why he came out and, you know, the whole burn eye thing. And, to me, he's not a star as Jericho sees it, that he's been talking about in interviews. I don't see that. But the kid got skills, but I don't know. I don't think this is the right fit for him. I don't think it's the right fit for Starks. But this should have happened right after MJ feud, in my opinion, if you're going to put someone as a rising star like Starks over.
How about you, Thomas? What's your take on Starks and Jericho?
I thought it was a good match. I like the way Jericho's working with, I guess you would say, the younger talent. I'm a little confused on kind of where it's going, because Jericho takes another L, which, you know, like they say on Busted Open, he's Teflon. He can afford to lose, but after a while, you know, I think you need your leaders to, you know, keep the wins and all that stuff. So I'm not saying there's going to be dissension. It's not even saying that there is going to be dissension, but I don't know. The Jericho Appreciation Society is looking a little flat to me. It's not as big as I think it used to be. You know, I don't know where you would go if you were to break them up, because I think they're a better unit together than they are apart. Yeah, I think it was okay. I thought the match was good. The action was good. I thought it was a little ditzy when the referee, when he was dropping the hand, technically the hand dropped the third time, and then all of a sudden, like, he popped his hand up or whatever. You know, if you're going playing by the rules, I think his hand dropped. I think it was over, whether it was meant or not. So, right guy probably went over, but, you know, I'm just a little particular with it.
I thought Ricky Starks looked pretty good tonight. The match actually reminded me of like Rock versus Jericho from like an Attitude Era, only for pure visuals. I mean, obviously Jericho doesn't look like he's 30 years old, but, you know, he looks like a young Rock minus 60 pounds, you know, running around doing that tornado DDT and all that shit. Obviously, The Rock, I don't remember The Rock doing too many power bombs. I could be wrong about that. Gilch, did the match start off the night for you right? Probably the crowd. I mean, I guess it was just everybody was losing their fucking minds over anybody that walked out that door.
Yeah, I think the crowd actually carried this match.
Going on, ABJ. Everybody loves ABJ. Going on. I'm sorry, Gilch.
No, you're good. Yeah, there was a lot. Like you said, Jericho was slow. Like Tom said, keep taking losses because he's Teflon. That I actually agree with, believe it or not. Like I said, I just think it was the crowd, because I was actually enjoying this match, even though there wasn't like a ton of like good spots. I liked a couple spots with the Walls of Jericho. It was okay. I didn't have a lot of expectations for it, and like I said, I think the crowd really like carried me through this exciting week.
Yeah, you make a good point. Jericho saved that spot for the Lion Tamer. Like, it was just good timing. The match had good timing. I know there was like one little mistake, but I'm not even going to bring that up or get into it because it didn't matter to me. Anthony, how about you, man? Are you happy with Jericho just losing to people just to get them over? Are you okay with, I guess he's reached this point in his career now where he's just like, fuck it, I'm putting everybody over?
I mean, I enjoyed the match. I thought Starks looked really good in that match. I just didn't like the ending. Like, why is Jericho's group attacking Ricky just because of a loss?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. But I just don't like Jericho just like, you know, I hope this is just a little thing. I think he's going to come back and start kicking everybody's ass eventually at one point. Hopefully. He deserves one more championship run, in my opinion. But now I actually am very excited to get into this next segment. But before we do, obviously, there's clips of Darby Allin and Samoa Joe. They're going to be coming up in our main event tonight. Now we're going to hear from Hangman Adam Page basically come out saying that he's not medically cleared to compete tonight. You know, he's going to have to get a brain scan. Honestly, the word brain scan inside of a wrestling ring is never a good look. He has to get that first before they can fight at the Forum next week. Out comes Jon Moxley. We get, of course, the usual Moxley zombie brain dead fucking chants that we're always used to getting when Moxley comes out and people just have to lose their minds to the Wild Thing. I'm surprised you made it here tonight after what you've been through. I'm actually going to say this. I actually did enjoy this tonight. I thought Jon Moxley actually did a fantastic job tonight. I think Jon Moxley actually did an incredible job tonight building up a storyline to a feud that I'm really, really excited to see. I'm really excited to see Hangman Adam Page kick the shit out of Jon Moxley and send him to Aruba or Bermuda or fucking some island so he can take a vacation. Gilch, I'm going to you first because you always hate on my Hangman. What would you think of Hangman and Jon Moxley over here tonight? Did they at least interest you? Are you interested in this?
They interested me enough to pick my head up out of my group chat for like maybe 3 minutes.
For what? How many? 3?
Yeah, 3 minutes.
Okay, fantastic news. How about you, Anthony? Do you give a fuck about this fucking match? Because tonight I think I'm going to try to break the record for fucking F-bombs in 1 motherfucking hour, and I don't give a motherfucking fuck. Okay, I'll try to comment. It's too much Coca-Cola, Thomas. Very unhealthy.
This was, I think, the best that Moxley's looked in the last couple weeks. To me, this was the best that Jay, shut up. You're allowed to have yours every week.
I'm sorry, man. I blame Jay for that one, man. No, go on, Anthony. He's the best he's looked in weeks. Fantastic. What else do you want to tell us about Jon motherfucking Moxley that you already told us?
I'm done.
All right, Jay, what do you got to say?
Oh, man. This was a piece of shit segment for me. But I will say this. I will give credit to Moxley. I thought what was entertaining was the microphone thing. How crappy it is to start the new year with a whole new production and the microphone.
You can't even hit this guy, man. What's going on? Jake the Tribal Chief. Everybody acknowledge Jake the Tribal Chief. What's going on, guys?
I really thought he had the crowd there. I mean, I was laughing at that part, but let's face it. I mean,
it was good though. It was better than their typical bullshit.
Listen, I know I take shots at Moxley and Page because they absolutely suck in my view.
Okay.
But let me just put this. How long is this gonna go? Like, let's face it. How long is this gonna go?
That's a fair question. I could see it going to 2 or 3 matches though. At least 3 matches.
And here's the part that I ask you guys. You see how emotions take over someone's promo?
Did anybody here notice? I'm going to ask a question. Hold on, pause. Did anybody here notice a change in production quality at all? Or
all I'm going to say is this.
A little bit, right?
When
just a little sharper.
When you get hot, I could see why this guy buried Punk. Because he says a line here that didn't even do it for me. I don't know why the crowd were like, ooh and ah. He's like, I will knock your dick in the dirt. Like, I didn't really do it for me. I mean, did it do it for you guys? Were you doing the oohs and ahs in your own?
No.
I wasn't. I was like, what the fuck is that? Like,
no,
I just feel like...
They're trying to have a good time. It is what it is, man. There's liquor involved.
It doesn't go.
All right, well, let's move it. Wait. Listen, what is? I was going to keep moving, but what do you got to say?
You want to keep moving? This is your boy that you have a shirt in your closet, but you want to keep moving. Now you want to keep moving on your boy.
Hangman?
You're supposed to defend your boy.
Hangman's going to beat. I already said what I had to say. I thought I said it pretty fucking clearly, too. I mean, I went in, I cut a promo. What else do you want me to do? You want me to tell you that Hangman's going to beat the fuck out of Jon Moxley for 3 months, and then Jon Moxley's going to go take a fucking vacation?
It's just one simple question. I ask you guys, and I ask everybody watching. Did you guys enjoy that line? Did it do it for you? Did you do the ooh?
Yeah, I did it. You know what, Jay? I did. I went ooh, ah, okay? Now, Samoa Joe and his kingdom, they cut a fucking promo over there. Samoa Joe looking strong tonight, but I felt like he was going to lose because they're in Darby's hometown. I was like, and honestly, with the promo last week between Sting and Darby, that promo was the giveaway to me that Darby was going to win tonight. And tonight was going to be his little special moment. You know, we'll find out if that happens, of course, later tonight. But that's what I thought originally was going to happen. Now let's get into the match. Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal versus The Acclaimed, and honestly, this was a fantastic match. I liked it. There was good chemistry. There was good psychology. I liked the way they saved Max Caster to have that traditional House of Fire spot come in, and I love the way they did the swerve with, Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal holding up those titles, becoming champions for a second, and then, of course, someone who likes to get in a lot of people's business, including my business. When I'm ringside trying to ask Trepperetta if he listens to Busted Open. You gotta come get in my face, Aubrey Edwards? Huh? You gotta come get in my face. Not only do you have to try to steal the camera time from the wrestlers, but you try to steal it from the fans. You should be ashamed of yourself. And you did it again tonight, and you made the wrong goddamn decision because Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett holding those tag team titles. And you know what, boys? I wouldn't be surprised if they win them on Rampage in this no holds barred match that I heard is coming up now on Friday.
No, it's on Battle of the Belts.
It's on Battle of the Belts?
They're doing another show
after Rampage.
After Rampage. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if they lose that night. I'd love to see, honestly, when I saw Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett holding up that gold, I liked it. I was ready for it.
I was actually surprised. I mean, obviously, just like everybody else or anybody that's really watching wrestling out there, kind of knows the back heat with Angle and Karen Jarrett and the whole 9 yards or whatever. So whether how much of a work they're doing or some of it's a shoot and all that stuff, I think there definitely was some receipts in that. Definitely some truth.
Yeah, Jeff Jarrett was hitting hard.
I was actually pretty excited about the match because of the realism that was going with it.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, because Jeff Jarrett's the best guy on that show next to MJF that can get, I'm even going to go even higher than MJF. Jeff Jarrett is the biggest guy on that show that can get legit heat and the crowd's going to hate him. And I thought if they would have kept the tag team titles tonight, that would be really good. And that would build the Acclaim even more to pop maybe at Revolution. Just keep on screwing them out. And then maybe they fight to get number one contendership again, and then they finally win the belts at Revolution again, and everything moves on. I mean, that could if they win the belts, that gives so much more. Now go into business for yourselves and really talk stuff on social media to build up even more heat, and then have the Acclaim to go over again.
I mean, that's true. I thought it was good, though. I liked the match a lot. He even came on. He was talking shit about his, telling him to have his wife be less skimpy. That, next time he's going to take an L and then he's going to blame Dixie Carter. The rap was good in the beginning. Everybody does love the Acclaim, but if they would have lost, obviously they didn't lose. They ended up winning the titles tonight, because Aubrey had the match restarted. They win the titles with a roll-up from Bowens. I didn't like the super kick from Max Caster. Mainly because it didn't really hit him in the fucking face.
Not at all.
But it's funny.
I gotta call it out. I'm sorry. That I gotta call out.
No, I was just gonna say, I feel like lately all we see is maybe 1, 2, maybe a third move from Max, and then a tag.
Yeah, bro. Bowens is carrying. Yo, Bowens is carrying.
He is. Bowens look great.
I was just about to say that.
That's a great point right there, man. The end of the match was lethal. Injection was blocked. JT Dutt slaps the foot of Bowens off the top of the rope. They win the match. Then we have a new tag team champ. She comes down, does all this bullshit. Like I said, who cares? Did anybody else have anything to say about Jeff Jarrett and the Killing?
Yeah, I don't need to see them on TV. I told you guys that Jeff Jarrett's very, very excellent behind the scenes. I think that's where he needs to be.
So you don't even want to see him on TV anymore?
No, let's face it. They need some mentorship in the back, and they need some goddamn management in the back. And I think he's the perfect fucking guy to execute that. And if you're going to execute that, you need to be there 100%.
All right, let's be quick about this next one. Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter interview. Does anybody have anything to say? Raise your fucking hand. Otherwise, we're moving on, because I don't care. Yeah, of course you do. Of course you have something to say about the DMD. Let's hear it, baby.
Yeah, DMD gave it away that it's going to be Monet next week. Mark my words.
It may be. It might also be Naomi.
No. She's staying with WWE.
Probably. I mean, she's on the website still, but that thing's out of date. They don't update it that much often.
Isn't Sasha on the website still, too?
It's a joke, man. It's a joke. She probably never even left. They're just trolling people. Who knows? Who cares? I care about the wrestlers that are on TV every week, all right? That's the ones I care about. They want to come, they can come.
You guys know what I'm hoping for?
What's that?
I'm hoping that fucking Punk comes back. And
WWE?
No, AEW.
He is. That's already happening. It's done. They already planted the seeds for that.
How many times have I said "fuck this old man"? Good riddance already. And now all I think about is just to be the best fucking story in wrestling for I don't know how long. So.
Yeah, it would. I wouldn't say the best, but it could be the best if they, if they play. They have to take care of him, man. They can't treat him like he's got to be a special attraction. You got to give him the Sting kind of treatment, and then have epic matches that he can deliver without killing himself. Because that is possible. It is possible to have a good wrestling match without jumping off a ladder like Darby Allin does every 2 fucking minutes. Almost blew his knee out tonight, crashing in Joe's head, which we'll get into a little later. All right, so we're moving on from Tony Schiavone, Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter. We got a promo from Jungle Boy. I'm sure Jay has something to say about this one.
If I have the time to talk.
Sure, go for it. Kill us on Jungle Boy.
That's it. That's all I gotta say about it.
Awesome. I fucking love it. Anybody else have anything to say about Jungle Boy in his promo where he's telling Big Bill and Stokely that they're making it clear that they're looking for a problem. And next week in my hometown, me and Hook here, one night only, we're gonna take care of business. We're gonna take care of business.
How far has one of the 4 pillars fallen? I mean, this guy. I mean, to me, he's like an afterthought. I don't know. Maybe I'm being disrespectful, but I
Gilch, wasn't he one of the pillars? Am I mistaken?
Yeah.
Isn't he on the stupid T-shirt?
Lucha and Christian.
I think personally, if Christian never got hurt and they didn't have to throw in Luchasaurus or turn him heel 500 times and be a bigger heel turn more than the Big Show. I think that feud in mid-2022 probably would have been the feud of the year because Christian would have taught his ass how to wrestle.
I'm glad that there's 7 people here now. Maybe we'll get some more so you can hear exactly what I thought about this next fucking match between Bryan Danielson versus Tony Nese. Because I will tell you what I think about this match. This is a match that could have been the best match of the night, of the year, if they had maybe like 22 minutes, 19 minutes, even 15 minutes. Tony Nese is not called the premier athlete just to be called the premier athlete. He has been doing this a long time, Tony Khan, and he deserves much better than about 3 high spots and a fucking burial. You stupid bastard. You stupid son of a bitch. Even Elias looked good on Monday Night Raw. Why can't you make Tony Nese look like a viable contender? Why not try to create a star who almost beats Bryan Danielson? No, you don't want to do that. You just want to bury him. Bryan Danielson wins the match. Thomas, what's your take on this shit? Before I have a heart attack.
A hyped up name for jobbing the match. And it was, I couldn't say... I don't want to say that you kind of knew that eventually you'll call out MJF on that one, but it kind of was a good segue to get MJF because he was, contracted to be there. I thought the MJF and Danielson thing kind of went on a little too long, to be honest with you, in my opinion. Kind of dragged on. They had good mic skills with each other, and they played off each other pretty well. But I think after the mom jokes and everything, I think they could have wrapped it all up. But I do like where they're going with the 1 hour Iron Man match. I think that'll be interesting. Unless they're throwing a shocker to us all, there ain't no way Danielson's winning that belt. But it should make a good match, and I think that match will help to try and solidify MJF to talk even more trash, saying, I'm a 1 hour man.
I don't remember ever bringing up MJF's motherfucking name. God damn it.
Well, what's funny about that is that MJF trashes his mom all the time, but evidently he was upset when he heard that tonight.
You know what? Speaking of MJF's mom, here she is.
MJF's mom and her son, the greatest wrestler in the world, is going to win the AEW World Championship tonight, and there's nothing anyone can do about it!
All right. You heard it live right there. That was me telling MJF's mom that, your son's about to win the championship and there's nothing anybody can fucking do about it. And obviously MJF is the champ. He did come out. He cut a in my opinion, a good promo. I thought their back and forth was actually very good. And I thought this was some of the best work from Bryan Danielson actually on the microphone for his entire AEW run. I was actually intrigued by this, probably because MJF is the dance partner, Thomas, you know what I mean? But yeah, you're right. That Iron Man match has the potential to be a banger. When was the last time we've seen... I mean, I don't even think MJF's wrestled 60 minutes in 6 months. This shit's going to be wild.
It's going to make him look like a guy where he can then use that as a notch on his belt saying, you know, hey, I can wrestle. I've done it for 60 minutes. I've been in the ring or whatever, so that when he's not there all the time, so he is that attraction that he's not wrestling every week, he can use that and say, you know what, I gave you an hour of my time. I went the distance. I got the final pinfall, whatever, however he lies, cheats, and steals to get it at the end. But, he can use that, as a notch on his belt, and it's pretty smart.
Yeah, Mick, I'm sorry if I'm dropping too many curse words, but the problem is, I'm actually not sorry, and I'm probably going to curse some more. But now we're going to get back to the professional wrestling. MJF did cut a promo. He came out, said cut the music, all this bullshit. It was long, though. Jay, what was your take on this promo? Did you think it was too long, or did it keep you entertained? Because I thought if it was just a little shorter, it would have hit a little harder. But
well, I'm going to say this. I agree with you guys 100%. It was too long. Another thing is, I don't think this was Danielson's best work on the mic. I think he got exposed. MJF pretty much carried this whole segment. I think Danielson was basically feeding off what MJF was saying and using it. And guess what? It's going to work, especially when your hometown is Seattle, because you have the fans just eating at the palm of your hands. So the maxi pad line and all that, and all the referrals he was saying towards MJF, it worked. Was it good? Yeah. Was it long? Hell yeah.
That's why I'm not even reading it, bro.
I thought it could have been cut off for a long way before. But when I think of this match, not only would it be great, like as Thomas and Savage is saying, but I personally think that once Danielson loses, because let's face it, they're going to lose, I think it should set up for somebody bigger. Maybe
I think the next victim is Hangman, bro. I think Hangman's
maybe
the next
returning
victim.
Adam Cole, maybe a CM Punk. It would be great. Because MJF needs to be on top, and you need somebody on top with him to dance.
I'm telling you right now, I don't think MJF's losing until 2024. Gillis, do you agree with that? And what do you think of this whole promo?
I thought it was fantastic, but yeah, I agree with you guys. It was definitely a little bit too long.
Yeah, okay. Anthony, how about you? Same shit?
Yeah.
Anything new to add to MJF?
No, not really.
He's your boy. He's from Long Island. You know you love him forever.
Yeah.
Where's your MJF
I'm a
shirt?
fan of him. I don't have one.
You don't love him that
Where's
much.
my Savage shirt?
I did like how MJF always goes for that cheap heat. He even mentioned Jim Cornette, Eric Bischoff, and Disco Inferno. Like
the legend.
Disco Inferno.
Beat Disco Inferno. That was great.
Oh man, that's great. He did get the shut the fuck up chance, and the only thing you really need to know about it is MJF cried about the stipulation, saying the only way you're getting a shot at my title is if it's my way. If you don't listen to me, I'll get a lawyer. You won't get a title shot for a year. Basically, now Bryan Danielson has to win matches all the way up to February 8th, and I believe his first one is against Takeshita next week.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good time. Like, that sounds
honestly,
like a good time.
Honestly, I think right when they made that match stipulation, that was where the promo, the segment should have ended. It didn't need to go back with the back and forth jokes. Like,
it was a lot. It was a lot. But it was whatever, man. But let's move into the next match. And Thomas, I'll go to you first. Why don't you give us your full take and what your thoughts were? Swerve Strickland versus AR Fox, and of course, Swerve had his goons with him.
Well, number one, on commentary, they can't even name the big guy with all the tattoos on his face. They've got no name. You're telling me after 2 weeks you don't know the guy's name?
He might have a record. He might be hiding.
Yeah, well, he's a former minor league baseball player. I know that.
Okay.
But that's about it. I'm not feeling it. I don't really know how to put it together. Whatever. Swerve's amazing. I know AR Fox is talented. They've built up for 6 days their feud that they evidently, I guess, had banger matches in the independents or whatever. I get it, but I just don't really care. I don't,
That's fair.
I think what's his name, the mini Brock, has fallen by the wayside, and it's probably greener than the grass that's on my neighbor's lawn. And I think, honestly, I know he's a big dude. I just don't see him as a big dude looking shape. I mean, I'm sure he's fucking jacked to the average person or whatever the case is, even myself, but he's just not in tight enough shape to be like walking around like he's like that. I mean, that's just me. So
okay. The match itself, though, I actually thought was awesome. Swerve did a great job at the end with the Death Valley driver off the apron to the bottom. Swerve actually did a good job the whole match. Nice athletic exchanges. Very athletic, but AR Fox would take the loss. Jay, what'd you think on this match?
I didn't really think much. I didn't really think much. I had deep thoughts like Thomas and you guys have. I thought it was on another flippity flop shit. Parker Bordeaux,
like
is
something
the
you would
guy's
see
name.
at the circus or the gymnasium.
Parker Bordeaux is the guy's name. The other guy, I know he used to be a MLB pitcher, but it's embarrassing, like Thomas said, how you don't know the guy's name and you're just calling tattoo, and then somebody doesn't move and he said, "Oh, he just got tattooed." It's pretty embarrassing as it is.
That is pretty bad.
But
yeah.
I didn't really think much of this, guys. I really didn't.
I'm not gonna lie, it's terrible. Okay, Anthony, how about you? Swerve Strickland, did he impress you tonight?
No.
Okay.
I feel like
no.
right at like with the split with Keith Lee, I think that was just. I don't think they should have done that.
Okay.
Because now it's like
I was begging for a split up for a while.
Well, I mean, it's just.
Well, don't worry.
You know,
Keith's gonna come back and whoop all three of these idiots in the ring, right? Isn't that what's gonna happen, Thomas? Gilch, isn't that what's gonna happen? What do you think?
I think what's gonna happen is you're gonna get. I couldn't even tell you the name of the people that are in the group or whatever, but however Lee has the connection with the Shane Taylor Promotions from ROH, I think they're gonna somehow try and bring that in. But they need to tell a story because the average wrestling fan, I don't even fully know the story, but you need to tie in the story in order to make it, why are these other guys helping out Lee? What's the big deal, and why do I care about this now new faction feud?
Okay. Anybody else have any thoughts on Swerve and Keith Lee or this whole storyline? AR Fox. Honestly, these guys got to stop with all these high spots, man. They're blowing out their kneecaps. I'm telling you right now, blowing out those kneecaps. They got to calm down with that shit.
I like just not putting the match on TV anymore. Don't put Swerve on TV anymore unless you want to put him in. I don't
know, Anthony, but I got good news for you, man. Renee's on the screen again, so as long as she's on the screen, John Moxley's not going anywhere. He's back there somewhere waiting for her to finish this interview so they can go home and probably go to sleep. Saraya, Tony Storm, Sheeta. Bridge trying to hold it back and, all this bullshit. I don't know. This was bad. The only thing that I thought was funny is when Tony Storm said, "I got my face fractured." That's not cool. Like, I almost fucking died laughing when I heard that shit. Like, the way
AEW is trying to cover up Saraya.
Jay, Saraya said the funniest shit I've ever heard in my life. When she went on to say, "We have the best female roster in the world." That's like a joke, right? Let's answer that question. I'll go to Thomas first. Yes or no? Do they have a better roster than anyone else in the world? Female roster?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Firm answer. Final answer. You're buzzing it in. You're locking it in.
I think honestly, now you may add it up to production value, but again, it's called a system for a reason. I think the women's NXT, not all of them, but Cora Jade and Roxy. I mean, Roxy has some talent. The two of them alone are better than Tony Storm and the other one on the end. And I'm talking just about entertainment value, the two of them alone.
I'm not even thinking NXT, man. First of all, Rhea Ripley, okay, Charlotte Flair. Becky Lynch, Asuka, I can keep going, man. Obviously, the NXT roster has a bunch of fucking stars all in the making that are all better than anything that's even on, in my opinion, on AEW.
I think Impact's coming in to take that spot too. Also above
Impact actually does have a good female roster,
Impact's
man.
got a good female roster.
They have it's better than the men's.
Yeah, I think they're probably going to lose Chelsea, but yeah, right now as it stands, it is a good roster. I just scrolled down WWE's roster for a second. Who could make a comment like that, Savage? That's a joke. That's a joke. I mean, every mid-card WWE girl that left or got fired went to AEW and was propped up as like a stud for like 2 weeks. Whether that be Ruby Riott, Toni Storm, probably a gazillion names I can't even think of.
Did you guys hear the comment that somebody made on Tony Khan saying they hope he gets shot, or like they're dreaming about shooting him?
That's pretty stupid.
What kind of stupidity is going on in the world right now? Speaking of stupidity, what Bully Ray did to the Impact Champions family is pretty stupid. So that wasn't right at all. Thumbs down. Do you think Bully Ray? Panel question here. We'll go around the panel. We'll start with Gilch. Do you think Bully Ray is going to become your new Impact World Champion, Gilch?
I've been thinking about this for a while, and for me, it was just like, no, it's just like a legend they're going to put in there for Josh Alexander to keep being propped up. But you know what? The work he's put in, this might be like an appreciation championship. At least for like a short run or something. So at first I was like, no way. And now I'm thinking it's more and more possible.
He's gonna add another world championship shit to his.
If you ask me this money if you ask me right now, you have to bet on it. I'd say he'd win.
How about Mickie James? Is her career over, or is she the new knockout champion?
If I had to put money on it, I think that's it for her.
So her career's done.
I think so.
Okay, Anthony, I'll go to you. Bully Ray, is he winning? I can't hear Anthony at all. I don't know what the fuck's going on with Anthony.
He said he doesn't really watch Impact at all, so he doesn't know Josh Alexander probably that well, I would assume.
He doesn't know. How about you, Jay? Who's your picks?
Oh, with Bully Ray?
Both. Bully Ray, Mickie James.
Oh, well, the Bully Ray being champ, right?
Yeah, is he going to beat Josh Alexander?
Let me just say
this. Pay-per-view.
I don't know if anybody watches Impact here, but at times I do. I watch the big events, Bound for Glory.
I don't need to watch Impact. I watch Busted Open. It's like I watch Impact.
All right, well, let me just finish this since you don't really know shit about Impact. Alex Thomas, you remember...
Did anybody want to listen to Busted Open today?
We didn't listen.
I'm just saying this. I heard the word NXT once today, and it's when I said it on my phone call in there. Go ahead, Jay. Continue. I'm so sorry.
You sure? I'm going to stop. I'm going to wait for you.
Sorry. I'm apologizing to you. I'm sorry.
You're good. But I asked Tom, he watches Impact, Bound for Glory last year, Josh Alexander versus Moose. Great match, right? But guess what? They're doing the same shit they're doing with Bully Ray and Josh. Bully Ray is targeting his wife, right? If you remember back, they were doing the same thing when Moose targeting Josh's wife and kids. I just feel they're just going backwards and they're just using the same old story. And as Gil said, they're just putting a legend in it. That's just my take on it because I like that feud, which I thought was feud for Impact in 2022. It's just using the same old shit.
I think they're going for a bigger story. I'm to a degree, and we're not going to get sidetracked. I like the idea of the storytelling as opposed to the Captain Obvious of who's going to win, because then I just tune out. I'm going to probably buy the pay-per-view for the sole fact of the 2 world title matches. Normally I wouldn't. I would check the internet for the results, get a quick read, and I'm content with it. But number one, I'm a big fan of Bully Ray. I love his take. I think he's a straight shooter, and I respect that a lot. But I think what's best for business, and especially when Dreamer talks about this, and I know it's only on YouTube, him and Bully Ray per se, and some people may not agree with this, put asses in seats or eyes on the prize, because people watch the YouTube. Not everybody does it with the TV, and not everybody can. I can't. I watch it on the YouTube. That's the only reason why I have it for $1. Here's my take. I would put the belt on Bully Ray in the most devious way possible, okay? This, though, as Bully always says, it's about building somebody else up. I think it's to eventually get even more eyes on Josh Alexander, because the dude's a pro. The dude is
of course.
He's a legit wrestler. He's like pound for pound, probably one of the best wrestlers that's not known in professional wrestling. But
he puts on bangers. I've seen some of his matches.
Definitely does. But I think, and this is a different hot take, I think I would like to see, tough, but I think Bully Ray wins. They still have issues with Dreamer and Bully Ray. Josh is out for a period of time, super injured in the match or whatever. Bully goes crazy. Dreamer comes in, somehow gets into a title match and beats Bully and becomes champion. At least one time.
You love it. He loves it, bro. The way that Anthony loves Moxley, Thomas loves Bully Ray. I can tell. He loves it.
I just want to say, I think just to answer his take, I'm gonna disagree because I think if you put the strap on Bully, which he's great and everything, I think it hurts the current and rising stars that you can't put. Steve Macklin lost to Bully, and I really think that hurt.
Nah, man, it doesn't hurt them at all, man. The same fans they had 20 years ago, they have today. That's why they're still on TV, because they have a hardcore fan base of whatever it is, 100,000, 80,000. So I don't know the exact number.
That's a lot of current rising stars in the roster.
I still think the take is that these guys are still, no matter what any of the marks say out there, not you guys, real dumbasses that are like, oh, these guys are too old, they can't do whatever. These guys are going to build up those people and get more eyes when they do have banger matches. They might not win the belt if Bully wins it right away, but you're going to see it more and more, build them up, get over and go over till somebody eventually does, like an Alexander, maybe comes back and takes the belt back.
I think Josh has that mentality. I don't think they need a Bully. I think Josh could do it on his own.
All right, you guys have destroyed. We've killed the show now with this discussion. We killed it. Nobody cares. That's the reality. The majority, nobody cares. It's sad. I wish more people watched Impact.
It's a good show. It's a good product.
It actually is. But it's hard for me to watch it every single week. But it is a good show. I suggest give it a chance. And it's cheap to get, like Thomas mentioned. Like, you can't really,
The only question to ask is do you believe?
Do I believe?
No, do you believe?
Believe in what?
Joe Hendry.
No, I don't.
Another rising star like Steve Macklin. I can name Ace Austin. I can name Trey. There's so many stars they have that.
God damn it, we got to get back to Dynamite, man. We got to get back to Dynamite, and I don't think anybody wants to talk about any of this shit except the main event. But I guess I'll find out. We got a match here: Sky Blue, Kiera Hogan versus Jade Cargill, Red Velvet. Jade Cargill looking like a boss, actually, just beating the shit out of people, killing it in the ring, much more improved. Excellent bicycle kick in the corner, and then a nasty choke slam, man. I mean, doing her thing, kicking ass. She's getting the win. I'm sure everybody agrees Jade Cargill looked good tonight in the ring, no? I don't think anybody cares about the storyline with her and Red Velvet. Because Red Velvet, she took abuse, and she still followed.
I think after tonight, Red Velvet should be the person to defeat Jade Cargill. Because of their
that's not gonna happen. She's a.
I would like that.
Are you drinking anything alcoholic tonight?
No, I just like that. Think about it. They had bad blood on roads to the top. Remember?
Stop it, man. Stop it.
They did not.
Nobody cares though. You're the only one that seems to care.
It makes good stories.
I don't know. We got a problem with Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal. We got a bunch of Carney. He says it's a bunch of Carney bullshit what happened. He said no holds barred this Friday, and you're looking at the new tag team champs. I really want them to actually win these titles. I think it would serve the Acclaimed really good to have a program with them and then win them back. And then be two-time. Because they'll win them back right away. Maybe the next pay-per-view, whatever it is. I think it would serve them well. Working with Jeff Jarrett can only improve your career, in my opinion. He can teach you a lot of things.
Not the way Tony Khan does his writing.
Tonight was a good booking for that match, the way they did the swerve.
Keep putting them in a feud with them, and they win the titles. We're not seeing that. We're not seeing any more of that.
Mick Thomason. Sorry, Anthony. Mick Thomason wanted to say that he's still
It's all
here.
good.
Shout out to him.
We're not seeing the Acclaim in the spotlight because they're not fighting top tag teams. They're just fighting
top tag team's not fighting there anymore. That's just the way I feel.
There's plenty of top tag teams. You could put what happened to fucking House of Black. Why can they not use two of those?
That's another week. We're gonna hear from them on Friday.
I'm gonna say I want to say this.
What are they doing?
We're gonna hear from them on Friday, man. We're also going to see Peroro, whatever, in action. Peroro Frigoro, I can't even say his name correctly. Jamie Hayter, Britt Baker versus the Renegades. No Holds Barred, Acclaim versus Double J and Jay Lethal. And you're also going to get next week on Dynamite Danielson versus Takeshita. And Big Bull and Moriarty versus Hook and Jungle Boy. Darby Allin versus Samoa Joe. Darby with a big ladder spot off the jump, cracking his knee right off Samoa Joe's head. Still walking somehow, chasing Joe. He's in his hometown, and it looks like he's lost his mind. He's dragging Joe in the ring. Darby Allin spiked on the steps to take us to the break. We get picture. Joe kicking the shit out of Darby now. Crazy kicks. Crazy bump from the sleeper hold now. Joe with more kicks, killing Darby Allin, literally looking like he's killing him. Huge running senton on Darby's knee, working the knee big time, pin cover and a kick off from Darby Allin. Darby literally kicking out of everything. Joe with a chokehold. Darby able to counter very well. Staying alive, going for the big risk move, but Joe right back to the sleeper. Hold, he's trying to kill Darby, trying to put him to sleep. Darby looked like he was out for a second, but no, Darby somehow turns it around, puts on magic, hits 2 coffin drops in a row, and gets the huge win over Samoa Joe, and he's your new TNT champion in a banger to end the night. Sting comes out, they celebrate. Gilcher, go to you first. Give it to me, Samoa Joe and Sting.
Did not have a ton of expectations going into this match. Yeah, I was going to correct you there, but I figured I'll just go with the flow. I thought it was very good. I was curious to see how Joe was going to look in the ring with someone who has a lot of spots, who likes to fly, who likes to move in Darby, and I thought Joe looked pretty good. I thought the Destroyer at the end, I thought both guys did a phenomenal job making that move look perfect. And you know what? Good for fucking Darby, man. The kid goes out there. I'm not the hugest fan, but throws his body. He does his thing. He throws his body to the fucking wind like nobody ever else does. He's been doing it for a while in the independent circuit. So you know what? Good for the kid. And like I said, overall the match turned out to be a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
How about you, Thomas? What'd you see tonight in the main event? And the new champion.
I saw a big ass kicking, and at the end, I was actually surprised.
Okay.
I didn't realize that Darby was actually in his hometown, I guess. But I'm curious again. This is where the week-to-week booking comes from, fellas, and that's just a fact. You cut Wardlow's hair. It's like cutting off his balls, I guess. All of a sudden, he doesn't have the TNT title. I don't give a rat's ass about the Ring of Honor TV title. I think it means shit. And if Wardlow goes after that title, and number one, there's no TV show on, and I'm not going to pay Ring of Honor $10 a month for streaming to watch it, so Ring of Honor doesn't exist to me except on video clips. It's not that important to me. Then, what do you do with Wardlow? Wardlow already by now should have been the world champion. So, lock, stock, and barrel, he should have been the Goldberg or whatever you want to call him of his own version. And
same goes for Miro. Shit, man.
Yep. So
fucking crazy, man. Jay, main event, did it for you?
Well, first thing I'm gonna say is I love the gun segment, but I guess we skipped that.
Well, I didn't skip. Yeah, you're right. I did skip it, but it was kind of stupid.
I'm gonna point to Gilch what he said earlier on the show, in case you guys forgot. The video production that they have done tonight is fucking amazing. I thought the video production with Darby, with the whole Cody, the blood, all past matches and whatnot, black and white, the whole setup, everything was great. Even though I hate when matches jumpstart and this fucking goon wants to jump off ladders and shit, I fucking hate it because I don't think he needs to do that shit. He's really fucking talented. But I give him credit to that spot on the steel step. That hurt my back watching that. I don't know how that fucker got up, but I give him tons of fucking credit. Match delivered. This is where it needed to go. Joe having 2 belts wasn't doing it for me. And, with the whole Wardlow situation, I think we don't need to see him for a while. I think we need to just give him a little break since the bad booking he's been having for the last 3 to 6 months. And just kind of repackage him and have this whole new feud, whatever is continue with Joe or not. But I think it needs to be off TV. This is the perfect trigger that AEW has done for the night. And if this is how it's going to start the year, can't wait to see what they bring next week.
Anthony, you got anything to add to any of this for the main event?
So who's getting the belt next week?
I don't know. Were you surprised that Wardlow didn't even make an attempt to come out and do anything? That's what I was waiting for.
Honestly, I could give two shits about this title. It's just as bad as a 24/7. I'm going to say it again.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
That's like the meanest thing I've ever heard you say.
This is the Workhorseman's title. It's AEW's Intercontinental Championship.
Dude, they devalued it so much because it was like hot potato. That's how he's booking the title, Con. But why? Just no. Give somebody a good ring. Like, give somebody notable a good ring. You put it on Wardlow. You bad booking with Wardlow. You put it on Samoa Joe. Bad booking with him. Now you're gonna put it on Darby again, and then what? Give him bad booking?
I think Joe was just a vessel, right, to get it over to Darby.
No, I would have liked to see Wardlow and
this is just making
Darby.
This was just to help honestly build Darby Allin's career. Darby Allin has the most views on the YouTube channel, pretty sure, or Orange Cassidy, or both of them, one of them two. But he sells merch, man. Now he's got the title. Maybe they're gonna sell the title. That's what they're trying to do. Joe had a good run. Joe had some good matches. Joe beat some people up.
You gotta listen. Besides those ROH plastic belts, you gotta put AEW belts on top stars, and believe it or not, they don't really have a lot of top stars.
I don't know. MJF better pray that Samoa Joe doesn't, start targeting him. Say he wants a world.
Oh, that's gonna happen. I
think Darby could do great things because Darby could bring the best out of people. So if you put him with rising stars like a Dante Martin, AR Fox, whatever you want to call it.
I think Darby will be a fighting champion. I'm pretty sure there's going to be an open challenge every week kind of thing. He's
bring people up. Darby has the ability to do that. Darby is very talented.
He is. Why don't we switch gears tonight, though? Let's have a hot debate right now. I'll go to Thomas first. Give me your 5 greatest female wrestlers of all time.
Sure as fuck isn't Mae Young or
man.
You heard that call today?
Yeah, because
did you hear that call? Or was it yesterday? Yes, that was yesterday, right? With Moolah, 30 years.
Yeah.
He said he went hard. Yo, he went hard. She's been champion 30 years. You better all get your shit together.
Yeah. So yeah, when you don't fucking wrestle because women are nothing but living in the kitchen in 1939, you can hold the title forever. But no, I think Moolah was overrated. I think Wendy Richter was way more over than her. The best female wrestlers, to be honest with you, back in that time period, in more very early 80s, that could if you could put them in a vessel and put them back to their age of what they were, was the Jumping Bomb Angels. I quoted that once before on Twitter. There was no women's tag team division around that time, but those two wrestled. Leilani Kai and Judy Martin, I think her name was. Those two chicks could go. But as far as top women, God, I always looked in Attitude Era, and I always liked them in bikinis more than in the ring. That's a sexist pig remark, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm a filth like that.
Well, you're like Popeye the Sailor Man. You are what you are.
I am what never mind.
There you go.
Honestly, athleticism. I don't know if I can go number 5. I could start at 1. Pound for pound right now. Her mic skills definitely have gotten better. She was annoying, but I'm going to go Charlotte Flair number 1. I'm going to go, that's for athleticism, because she can compete with the guys. Maybe not giant ones, but the average guys. I'm going to go Lita or Trish, number 2. Maybe Mickey's getting up there. This could be a long list. I didn't think about it. If I had time to think. Charlotte, Trish, what the hell's her name? Mickey James. No, that would just be her boobs for
Jeez.
Bella.
Jesus Christ, Tom.
I wouldn't talk to her. I don't know. I have to think about it. That's my 4. And I'd throw Sasha in there. But you know what? Who's underrated? You know who's underrated? Who
Say
picked
it.
up
Say it.
is China.
Yeah, you're right there.
I think in the sports entertainment aspect, no, she didn't have the moves or whatever the case is, but the selling factor, she was over, and guys wanted to get in the ring with her because.
So China's your 5? That your number 5?
Yeah, maybe 5. I mean, it's a hard low 5, but my top 4 for sure.
I mean, I don't know. It only took you about 6 minutes to tell me who your 5 favorite women's wrestlers were. Let's see how long it takes Jay. Let's see how long it Jay. Your 5 favorite all time.
I might get a lot of criticism. So
Here it comes. This is going to be good, Thomas.
It's 5.
Yes, 5.
Yeah,
All right.
5.
Number 1.
I mean, listen.
Trish
If you can do it in under 3 minutes, you can give me 10. If
Trish
you want.
Stratus. Trish Stratus, number 1.
Trish Stratus, number
My
1.
number 2 is Lita. My number 3 is Charlotte Flair. Now let's see. My number 4, I'm gonna put Beth Phoenix, and my number 5, I'll put Michelle McCool.
Okay. Anthony, you got a top 5?
Yeah, it doesn't include Charlotte Flair.
Wow. Okay. That's cool.
No, okay. Rhea Ripley.
Rhea Ripley's number 1 all-time favorite.
Yeah, for
She's
me.
the all-time GOAT, like type shit, like to you.
Yeah, because
She will be. She will be.
Oh yeah. Okay.
yeah.
All right.
I'm going to say Lita because I just love to work with Trish Stratus. Oh my God. NXT, Tiffany.
Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah.
Are you
Okay.
drinking something? What are you drinking?
Way too much cough medicine.
He's
So
so
wait. Are we talking favorites or will we think of the best women wrestlers?
No, like, yeah, it
All
should be
time.
like the top
Favorite
5 all
items
time.
or what?
Top 5 all
All
time.
time.
You think Tiffany Stratton's top 5 all time?
Folks, if you're listening, please disregard this. He's mentally needs help.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. No. Kidding.
You serious? All right, you know what? You're disqualified from this conversation. Gilch, who's your top 5 all time?
So the funny thing is, I'm not the biggest Charlotte fan. I'm probably the least Charlotte fan of all of us, and I still put her at number 1. So that tells you what it tells you.
Did you acknowledge the queen?
Yeah, Lita, China, for all the reasons that were mentioned, I agree with. Mickey James, and my 5th name to me is a girl who always fucking like kills it in the ring, and she's been booked mid for a long time, and that's Natty Neidhart.
You know what my initial reaction is? The greatest woman wrestler of all time is Stephanie McMahon. Then Mandy Rose, then Nikki Bella, then Charlotte Flair, and then, yeah, fuck it, give it to Rhea Ripley too. I'll do some crackhead shit. No, realistically. You want me to be real?
We all know that Mandy Rose is good for one thing, fellas.
All right, let's keep the conversation moving before we get kicked off the air. Top 5 realistic all time. Charlotte Flair's number 1 without a doubt. Number 2 is Trish Stratus. There's not even a question. It's not even questionable. Number 3. 3 is a hard one. 3 is where you come to the crossroads because there's so many different choices.
No,
No, there really is. Mickey James is a good choice. No, Mickey James is a good choice.
There's really not.
Sable is a good choice.
not hard.
Sable?
Sable, yeah. She did some great things in the ring during the Attitude Era, no?
The broad panties back?
You were watching, bitch! You were watching! You were liking it! Yeah, you were doing that too. So what? Alright, fuck it. Alright, god damn it. Give me then...
You just discredited yourself from being on Busted Open for a week with that answer.
Nah.
Shit.
Sable.
I feel like the majority of the
all
top
right,
five
fine,
would be
fine.
like.
All right, I'll stop trolling. All right, it's Charlotte Flair, it's Trish Stratus, it's Lita, it's probably Mickey James, and then I'll give it to China as well. China did some big shit. I mean, she did. There's going to be people that are going to surpass that. Like by next year, dude, the top five, when it's all said and done, it could be, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair could turn into an even crazier super athlete in 5 years. I see Rhea Ripley and Bianca.
Belair, honestly, I think Bianca Belair has the potential.
She does.
Close. As a crossbreed, no pun intended on this one at all, but of a Charlotte Flair and a Sasha Banks.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
Honestly, she's the only person maybe next to Rhea Ripley with a good story. Bianca Belair is a person that with a good story can pound for pound be standing right across from Charlotte Flair.
Dude, when it's all said and done, Bianca is going to have some crazy-ass WWE women's records. I promise you that.
Right next to her husband, Montez Ford.
Yeah, dude, he's going to have a championship run soon. He looks the part, and he plays the part well.
Not to be on the sidetrack here, you just say no, we'll talk about it later.
I don't care. We can talk about whatever you want, man.
With Montez Ford, I know he carried his wife back. He was distraught. He was on the ring apron, and you saw him like angry, tired, upset. Like, what was the deal when he was on the ring apron? Did he not participate, or what was the deal?
I don't even know. I was barely paying attention. I just know he came. They said on the commentary that he came out to help her.
Right, and he carried her back, and then he came out, and he looked all business on the ring apron. But then you saw him like just not there. I don't know. Did anybody catch all that match?
What's going on, Tantalizing Tony? Appreciate you, man. Thank you for stopping by.
He played
it off.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put Bianca in my top future 5 though.
No.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't either.
I'm not saying she's horrible, but I don't think she will ever be on that list.
All right, well, we did that. Is there any other list you guys want to bang out, man? How about, what's been the best match of the new year so far? Anybody have a runner right now? Best match of the year so far?
Has to be Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay.
Probably. Yeah, I was going to go back to that match. I really like that match. I'm a video game nerd, so the entrance alone, I loved it. I loved watching Kenny Omega come out.
I gotta say, I didn't see the match, but I hope to see the match. But I heard about different moves and stuff. I gotta say, Omega's entrance when he put up his arm and all of a sudden the wing went up on the side.
Sickening.
I was waiting for him to do the other one to get 2 wings up there, but
dude,
I remember it's the
that shit looks like WrestleMania. They get like WrestleMania treatment there. It's a huge ramp walkway. There was only 23,000 people, but
I like Ospreay's. I thought it shined more than Omega. I loved his entrance.
I didn't see it, so I can't really say. But one thing that freaking annoys the shit out of me is, and I'm not the most educated wrestling fan in the world, but I'm enough to know common things across the board. I hate when people say so and so didn't get a reaction. Number one, they only had 30,000 people, which is a big house, but in a place that fills 100,000 people, there's not a lot. But people don't understand that in Japan, number one, they're still wearing masks. They have been doing it. They've been doing it for decades when people are sick. It's not anything new if you've ever been there before. Number two, their culture is if the government says you're not going to fucking clap or cheer, wherever, you're not going to do it. Now, yes, they could do that during this match, but they weren't going over the
They weren't going crazy. No, Japan's a different style over there. They're not like the Americans over here where we're loud and rowdy and just screaming the whole fucking time. They're more respectful. They clap a lot. They listen
running in
to
the backstage.
Match. Yeah, they're not going to get pictures with Mike Tyson or any of the other talent. I'll tell you that much, man. Which, by the way, I have no recollection of that at all. I don't answer questions.
I think the top matches of the year are all in Wrestle Kingdom. I think it's that match. Number 2 will probably be Jay White, Okada. Number 3.
I was actually impressed with Carmelo Hayes on NXT, man. That match with Apollo Crews was phenomenal.
It's definitely not going to be a top 3, though. Not after
it was a phenomenal match,
though. So you know what kills me is if you put him in AEW, I think Carmelo Hayes, as is, could be like the champ, the man. He's got the look, he's got the speak and everything. Trick Williams is growing on me a little bit as his lackey, but is becoming in his own, so I'm waiting for him to turn on him because I think Mello would be a good babyface too. However, I'm scared if he goes up and gets the Ricochet treatment because he's just about as big as Ricochet, and he's just still not a big. You don't have that I'm not saying you need a muscle head, but you need somebody that looks a little more superhero-ish. You know, Ricochet, yeah, he looks like a flying superhero. However, he's just not 225, 230. You know, you don't need to look like a Brian Cage because I think Brian Cage is overrated, but, you know, and not realistic or relatable. But, you know, at least as big as an LA Knight and then booked even better. That's my hot take.
You know what I got to say about all that? Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes, Cody Rhodes, Cody Rhodes, Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is coming back to the Rumble.
Catches.
His mom passed away, isn't it? Isn't that what I heard? Is that true?
What's that?
I think their mother passed away tonight.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's you know, even
so Cody Rhodes evidently
it's a lot to deal
with his getting his training and everything in and rehab and everything. He's up to 242.
Damn. Yeah, he's jacked, man. He's gonna come back fucking jacked, man.
He only was about 220 when he first started, or at least in AEW. 20 pounds.
I'm just tired of all the waiting, Thomas.
He's up there where he's bigger.
I'm tired of all the waiting as far as like knowing if The Rock is in or out, in or out, in or out. I want to get past that point. We know he's in, we know he's out, and then what's going on with Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. I want the one-on-one. I want Cody Rhodes to get the one-on-one on Roman.
I gotta bounce out of here soon, but I'm curious. How do you split the belts, and then how do you still make the WWE Championship just as legit as the Universal Championship? I don't know if you can. I mean,
break it up. You break it up when Cody wins at SummerSlam. The next day you break it up. He makes an announcement and it gets separated.
I think he gives it back. He says this one's going to be the Winged Eagle World title, and then I'm giving Raw the WCW World title. I'm the WWF champion on SmackDown or something, and then here's the WCW title. Take it back to Raw.
The new design, bro, or the old belt back. I would like to see the wing belt, but
he needs to have the wing. But do you want him on Raw or SmackDown?
We were promising you belt a year ago when Roman won.
So Cody's going to go on Raw. Cody's going to stay on Raw. So
I want them to get rid of the two belts. I just want one fucking belt, one fucking champion. Give me the champion on both shows some weeks, and then no shows other weeks. I'm good with that.
So here's my last take. There's no way if they make the different design belt. We've seen Bray Wyatt do it before or whatever. Maybe make it a platinum looking gold or something with gold and like whole entire belt. They're not going to change. They're not going to change the design. Or if they do, they're still going to keep that WWE big logo because that's the symbol. Anybody that sees that knows it's like a Pepsi logo or a Nike logo. They're not going to change it because they give the belts to all the other championship teams out there in real sports.
Thomas, you know why I disagree with that? I think that makes a lot of sense. I think that's the perfect way to do it. If I think about what the WWE machine is thinking about, they're like, oh, wow, we could re-feature the double-winged eagle belt on the fucking website and how much merch. Or if we design a new belt, what can we get out of that? So from that aspect, I wouldn't be shocked if we see a new belt.
They love to sell shit, man. And Cody's already made it clear he loves the winged eagle.
The NXT belt, all they did was just added color.
Right.
No, we need a new belt. They got that W belt represents the last whatever you want to call it, the last remnant of the Vince McMahon era. So you want to truly move on, truly change the product. You need to have Triple H, who's from the era that was the most famous, the Attitude Era, where they went up against WCW. He is part of that lineage, man. So him coming out and saying, you know what, for Cody Rhodes, here's the Winged Eagle, and for Raw, here's the WCW title. And that's it. Or, like I said, you just get rid of the WCW title. Just bring back the Winged Eagle. Fuck that WCW title. I want one champion. I want one tag team champion. One women's tag team champion. IC champ. US champ. And that's it.
So do you take away the Universal name and say the WWE
it's trash. That's Vince McMahon shit. Champion? It's all trash. Just the WWF World Champion. God damn it. The heavyweight WWF World Champion, of the world, the old school shit. Like the Winged Eagle, man. That shit will sell like fucking crack, man. First of all, the people that spend all the money on WWE aren't little kids, okay? It's their parents who grew up on that shit. And they're the ones dropping all that money, man. And they all come from that way.
I am not ready for Cody to win at WrestleMania, so I'm happy if he takes the loss.
Damn, you're a hater. Anthony, how about you?
I don't think it's the right time.
Thomas, you can bounce whenever you have to, man. If you gotta go, I feel you, man.
Hey, brother.
We got some people watching. We're gonna keep
I
going.
don't think it's the right time. I don't think it is.
I'm gonna wait till everybody just leaves, bro. There's no reason to go crazy anymore.
I think SummerSlam's the perfect place.
Perfect place? It's the perfect
place. It's too predictable, WrestleMania. That's like saying, oh, he's coming back. Oh, he won the Rumble. Oh, he's going to win the fucking belt now. It's too predictable. Switch it up.
Okay.
Let's shock the world and have Roman win at WrestleMania for 3 years in a row, which probably never been done.
So what you're saying is you want Roman Reigns to literally just, like, win forever.
I don't know. I just think when you're such an incredible run like this that has never been done in a long time, why end it at WrestleMania so fast when someone is not even fully ready to even compete, right? Because Cody's going through something really dramatic, which, you know, my hearts go out to him and his family. But, you know, is this the right time to do this? I don't know. I think it's too fast.
I mean, listen, they've been talking about keeping the belt on Roman for a long fucking time, man. Like, but like, you got to realize if they pull that trigger, there's no going back. Like, you either are going for that record or you're not. That's a big record. I just can't see them like.
I don't see it breaking, but
Roman Reigns can. My point is, Roman Reigns can only sell so much merch. He can only make so many fans.
Wait a minute. How many days did Brock Lesnar have without?
Ron had. I think Brock had it for over 503 or 6 or 8 days, something like that, and then he lost.
So
that was the longest at that time.
So Roman broke that. Right.
Yeah, Roman broke that.
I think that's what he wanted to do. I think, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna give
shit on Punk as well. Break that fucking record as well. On top of it, even though it's been broken.
That shit's crazy.
Shit on that.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I want Cody Rhodes to come back. I want him to be the champion of the world. I want him to have a run, especially now with what happened today. It makes even more sense that he'll come back so determined. You know, they might even play on that in the storyline. And now they, you know, those are going to be real tears that are coming out of his eyes when he cuts a promo the next time. Because he's probably going to bring up his mom. He's going to bring up his dad. Just lost his mom. He's going to make that shit hit hard, man. And if you don't think they're going to play on that to the T and then turn this into like the biggest Cinderella story we've ever seen in the history of this company, you're crazy. You're fucking crazy. This is Cody Rhodes' year, and it doesn't matter if The Rock comes back, and no pun intended. It doesn't matter if Roman Reigns decides to try to beat him with cheating, and Cody Rhodes is going to overcome all odds and beat you. Just like he beat Seth.
I hope the tribal chief is watching, but I'm going to agree with what he wrote in the chat. I'm going to just say I kind of like the match John Cena versus Cody.
Yeah, I heard about that, but I'm not a big fan of that. I'm not a big fan.
No. Why not? Cena's not going to wrestle ever again.
I'm just not.
Having it a fucking legend.
Nah, I'm not okay with that. I really not.
You love Cena.
No, I don't care, man. Listen, Cena is irrelevant to Cody Rhodes' career right now. All right? He's irrelevant. He wouldn't do anything for... Cody Rhodes beating Cena does nothing for his career.
Meanwhile, he wanted to fight Austin Theory, but that's going to do something.
Austin Theory's not Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is the chosen one. He's supposed to be the guy that's supposed to get that championship run right now. Nobody else.
Listen, what really bothers me about Austin Theory is not... he has like this incredible banging of a match, but his promos always kill me. He talks so slow, and it's like, you know, then I'm going to go do that. That always kills me, man. I'm like, shit, man, just let it out. If you guys know what I'm saying, just spit it out.
Just so you guys all see on the bottom of the screen, I got a picture of Tantalizing. 1 second, Jake. On the bottom of the screen, I got a picture of Tantalizing Tony. Make sure you go over, drop him a follow if you haven't yet. If you're here from his channel, I appreciate you being here watching. We hit 73 views on this video so far. We're still going for a little bit until these guys decide to pass out. When they pass out, I might just keep going by myself. Just like this, I got it all set up. If Gilch is watching the stream, I hit one button and boom, these guys are gone right there. And we're talking about whatever the fuck I want. AEW Dynamite. Tonight was the stream. The live chat is real. I'm here. You're watching Wrestling with Savage. You should catch us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, Discord, Twitter, all that shit. You can listen anytime on Spotify. Go to the website, check out the shop. There's going to be new shirts coming next week. And yeah, check it all out. And when you get a chance, also, like I mentioned just now, Tantalizing Tony, go give him a follow. If you watch this today, tomorrow, or later on, I know a lot of people watch our shit. They don't watch it when we go live. They watch it like the next day at work, or they watch it like Saturday when they're off, shit like that. So whenever you catch this, make sure you go follow that, man. What do you guys want to fuck with right now, man? I mean, we can do some trivia, maybe. I mean, we did a giveaway, Gilch, already. We did, me and Gilch were giving away shit. Gilch gave away the Bianca piece that was signed, and on behalf of Wrestling with Savage. And I gave away a Cody Rhodes figure, Ultimate Warrior figure. Actually, the guy I gave the Cody Rhodes figure to, or I'm sorry, the Ultimate Warrior figure, he went and got himself banned from the Facebook group. Because he went wild on like some dude just talking shit or something. And then I got him unbanned because he's actually a cool guy. Army vet, suffers from PTSD. So, you know, he's like going through a lot of shit. He's very open about everything. You know, so I talked to the other mods, admins. I'm like, listen, you know, I talked to this guy, let him not go too wild anymore. We got him back because he's one of the winners of the contest. You know, let's give him a second chance. It's a new year, right? So if he goes wild on somebody again, I told him there's nothing I can do about you. You know, there's no point to argue with strangers online. Am I wrong?
Dude, I'm one of those guys. I see shit on social media, and I'm like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? And I'll sit there and I'll type out like a whole paragraph, and then
you delete it, right?
Then I delete it. I'm like, why do I even want to get involved with this back and forth? This fucking mouth breathing fucking.
It's really not worth it, especially if you have a busy life, man. If you got a lot going on, like I know I don't have absolutely any time to really argue too much with too many people. Once in a while, yeah, I'm sure Jay's gonna say once in a while you have to, you know, you got to just get your word out there. But at the end of the day, I try my best to avoid any kind of situations like that by just not getting involved in a way that's going to cause an argument.
There's always a way to do it and the wrong way to do it.
Thank you, Mick Thomason. You have a good night, too. We appreciate you being here, man. Make sure you tell Tony we got him up on the screen right now. Tell him that. But yeah, Jay, so you said
it's just the way to do it. That's all. You don't need to use profanity or any of that crap or disrespect someone just because.
Yeah, no, you can have your opinion without being disrespectful.
They troll, they do shit, and you know they get banned. You know, kudos that the guy got a second chance. Hopefully.
Yeah, no. You listen, man. You can go off on people in a way that's not disrespectful, just by stating your opinion. You don't have to actually like throw in a comment like, "Oh, this stupid fuck over here." Doesn't
That's probably why nobody wants me on their show, because I'll just talk about their favorite wrestler and just tell them the truth.
I think the stream just had a heart attack, Gilch. I think we reached that pinnacle.
Did it?
I don't know. Well, no, like the people. Mick left. I'm sure somebody will come back. I don't know.
I'm at the tail end here of.
It's early. You working tomorrow, Gilch?
Yeah.
How about you, Anthony? You working tomorrow?
Everybody's always
like 3.
Who's watching Impact Wrestling tomorrow?
Stab it.
Do you watch it, Jay? Do you watch Impact?
Yeah, that's why I've been seeing this whole storyline, and it just reminds me of the fucking Moose shit that I was telling Thomas, man. Like, just reminds me of the same shit. I don't think we really need him to be champ. I think that's the wrong idea.
Should we be doing a show on Impact, Jay? Should we be doing a show on Impact?
I mean, that's your call. That's the fans' call.
That's not my call. I'm not doing it by myself.
You know, it's the fans that they want, but overall, it's a good product. They have some good matches. There's some shit that is really silly. I'm not gonna lie to you. And it's
now that I've watched Busted Open listened to Busted Open for a full year, it's like I feel guilty almost not watching it because I hear so much about it now.
Well,
do they
go just hear about it because of Bully, right? Because he's in
Bully, Tommy Dreamer.
It's very well advertised, right? Because you hear.
I've seen all their segments, but not because I watch them live. Because I follow people that show the clips on YouTube.
But overall, I see what Thomas said earlier. I see the points about legends like Dreamer and Bully coming in there and bringing the stars. But honestly, you don't need it. Josh Alexander, Eddie Edwards had a banging of a match before this was even taking place. I just don't think you need legends like Bully Ray to come in, no disrespect, but just to come in where you could give it to stars like Joe somebody, as Gilch would say, Steve McLean, you know, I could say Ace Austin, Trey Miguel. There's a bunch of guys, man. They have a bunch of rising stars.
So maybe I should give it a shot Thursday night and then lead into the pay-per-view and see if I get hooked.
I miss Moose, man. I haven't seen Moose. Maybe I haven't seen him, but I miss Moose, man. Always like the Moose.
Let's change the gears for a second. Mick Thomason brings up his theory. He says it's going to be Sami Zayn who's the undisputed heavyweight champion at WrestleMania. Anthony, how likely do you think that is to happen? That Sami Zayn wins the Rumble and then beats Roman?
You know, it doesn't sound bad because that's actually a pretty interesting prediction right there. Because, you know, with all this stuff, with all the shit that's going on with the bloodline, you know, this could possibly be where the relationship with Sammy and the bloodline breaks down.
Okay.
And I could honestly see. I mean, I would. That would be a good match. That would be I wouldn't. But that's how you could split the titles. You should have two winners for the first time. Have two winners. The last two guys that are in that ring, they each get a shot at their brand's title against Roman.
And you're happy with that. How about you, Gilch? Do you think Sami Zayn has a chance in hell of winning the Royal Rumble and then beating Roman Reigns at WrestleMania?
No.
Not even like a small chance, right? It's like a joke to you?
I don't know. Listen, don't get me wrong. He's been prime fucking entertainment for me throughout this shit. He's done such a great fucking job.
Yeah, he's been killing.
But no, I don't think he's going to hold the world title.
As far as the fans go, he's been killing it. Like, the fans seem to just eat this guy up, man. How about you, Jay? Do you think Sami Zayn has a shot?
No, I just really think, well, listen, it could go both ways, right? You could do it that way, or you could do it the way which he wants to. I think he wants to work with his best friend. I think the greatest highlight in their lives, which their whole career they've been together, is winning the tag team titles at WrestleMania. I think that's a very big hallmark kind of picture, and I think it would mean a lot to them. But on the other hand, that's a very interesting theory. I like it, but the only way that would ever happen is another Kofi hijack crowd. If the crowd can hijack and get Sammy over in one pay-per-view, like they did at Kofi, then yeah, that could go.
So them hijacking the crowd at like 50 different shows already?
When Ali had this whole momentum and he was going to go fight for the belt, but then Kofi came in because he got injured, and then Kofi Mania, all that shit happened.
I'll ask you a simple question. You think the Bloodline's getting the same reception right now if you take away Sami Zayn from the equation?
No. They're good. The Bloodline's getting booed right now because obviously they became heels out of nowhere after being baby faces for the last couple of weeks.
They're pretty popular, man.
Yeah, that's why I bought a Bloodline shirt and a Bloodline hat.
That's because you fucking love that shit.
Yeah.
Promote that shit.
Love that shit. What else do we got going on here, man? Make sure everybody goes and follows lovely Miss Larkin on Instagram.
Let's
go
ahead.
For it, Gilch.
No, go ahead and get the list of this in.
I gotta say though, like I'm impressed with Britt. I've been impressed with her in ring work lately. Like when she is in the ring, she's gotten better. She was the one that I wanted to say for my top 5, but I didn't get to, and yeah, because I was disqualified from the conversation. But figured I'd throw that out there.
Okay.
So, do you want to do like a little 5-minute indie wrap up of events coming up and stuff like that?
I'm cool with that. Absolutely. What do you got for us?
What do we got? So we got. Let's see. We got anything? I know we have the Dave LaGreca ISPW. That's the. Wait. Is that the May one? Am I thinking too far out? Yeah, okay.
No. His is February 28th, I think.
Okay, yeah, so we got February 26th. We got that Lightning in a Bottle.
No, that's
event.
28th.
28th, 26th.
Lightning in a Bottle is definitely 28th.
It's during the week?
That's a Tuesday.
Pretty sure it's 28th.
The 26th on a Sunday.
I got the tickets right here. Hold on. 26th.
Oh, it is the 26th. Okay, you're right. So Sunday. It's a Sunday. Sunday the 26th. Okay. Sorry.
Yes, sir. And then what's the other event you were talking about? Creator Pro just added an event, right?
They added an event, I think, for the 20th.
We got that, and we got the 80s thing in May. Is that the one?
May, yeah.
That's in May. That should be cool.
But you said the Creator Pro is probably not good for you, right?
I think we'll figure it out. I think we'll figure it out. I enjoy that shit. I really do.
I always have fun at that shit. Yeah.
And I guess as the month winds down, we'll certainly find something else.
I'm thinking about going to the one in New Jersey on the 20th for the Dave LaGreca Rick Recon match.
That's the one I was thinking about. Yeah, I'm gonna try.
That's on a Friday, right? 20th, January 20th.
Isn't that a Monday?
It's a Friday.
We get more of Anthony Sealing than of Anthony.
Right.
During this show. He's so excited to just go smoke a cigarette right now. He can't take it anymore.
Gotta do it.
Yeah, I can't take you guys sometimes.
No, I'm still going live because we broke the record for NXT. We broke the record for Raw. We're already at 81 total views. Still somebody in here watching. I don't know why, but you must really love us. And that's cool. This is Wrestling with Savage, and I don't know if we're gonna go live again.
This was the most disappointing thing I saw.
What is that?
Last night.
What is that?
It's Mercedes with the horrible fucking hair.
So you didn't like Mercedes with the horrible hair?
You see how horrible this shit is?
That's first of all, that's a wig. That's not a real job.
Bro, she dyed her hair.
Who's going to the Enzo Amore signing on the 14th?
I mean, if he pays me.
Pays you?
Yeah, bro. Should I give him a nickel for what?
You were the one saying that sounds like a good signing.
Bye.
Well, see, I'm not going to go to the Enzo Amore signing, though, if I'm going to go to the show on the 20th. It doesn't make sense.
Listen, I think that guy has a big heart, man. He does things to kids I know with disabilities and stuff. So it should be. I think you could really get him on the show, man. I think he's.
Oh no, that's what I was thinking about going to the signing for the main reason that I know I can hang out there after the line dies down, and then I could sit there and probably rap with Enzo for maybe even a fucking hour. And then
all jokes aside, he's a good signing. I think he just has a big heart. And
imagine I go to meet Enzo on the 14th, and then I get Enzo to not only come on the show, but I get him to follow me and then share me on his 1 million followers or 2 million followers.
Bro. He's a really nice guy, bro.
That's all it takes, Gilch. It takes that one person. If Rusev would have took the time to just follow me and share my shit out, how many more people do you think would be watching the show? Maybe another 50? Maybe 20, 30, whatever it is. You get something when someone like that shares your shit.
Maybe less. Who knows? We
maybe
haven't
less.
seen Miro for quite a while, so we don't know where the fuck he's at.
Yeah, but he's got plenty of people on his fucking page. But my point is, you don't know unless you try. And I think I can win that LaGreca lean contest. Gilcher, if we go there on the 20th. All right, what's going on, Hunter Dillon? You're late to the show, but we appreciate you coming by, holding it down in the chat. Would you participate in the LaGreca lean contest, Gilch?
Why not?
So
why not? Fuck it, right? Gilch, maybe I can elbow drop you off the top of the. I don't know. We can climb on something. I won't hurt you. I can give you an elbow drop and you wouldn't even feel it, right? Do you believe me?
So. You know what?
Wait. I want to
know. Actually,
Hold
I
on.
can't.
Let me ask you a question. Truthfully now, do you believe me when I tell you that I could give you an elbow drop and a leg drop and you wouldn't even feel a fucking thing? Do you think I'm lying to you?
No, I believe you.
Jay, how many leg drops and elbow drops have you taken from Savage over here?
I don't know, but I kicked out at each and every one.
That's a good answer. I like it. All right, actually, how about this, Gilch? Well, I'll leg drop Anthony. Anthony, taking a leg drop? Elbow drop? I'd rather give you the elbow drop. I'd rather give you the elbow drop. Main reason I don't want to fall on my ass. Okay? I'm not really excited about the leg drop concept. My tailbone area.
So hold on, because you guys went to a lot of shows. I can fall on my stomach, though.
I can do it.
You guys went to a lot of shows. Let me ask you.
Oh, Mick is back, baby. What's going on, man? I'm glad you're here. We got people.
Isn't it really hard for wrestlers, who you meet? I don't give a fuck who you meet. Even Steven, whatever you want to name.
Okay.
Is it really hard for them to follow you guys? Follow us?
Is it hard to pull out your phone and press a couple of fucking buttons?
Like, nah, bro, fuck you. Like, fuck out of here. Like,
what are you supposed to do? Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe I should go up to every single wrestler and just.
No, because you know why I say that. I saw your video with Max Caster.
Oh, this is awesome! Yo, son, look at this. Yo, Anthony left, and now I got my second camera on.
It's like he totally forgot you. And I was like, yo, what the hell? And then he was talking about money. I was like, yo, bro, what the fuck?
Who was talking about money? Who are you talking about right now?
I was talking about that Mass Caster video you had. Like,
yeah.
Like, now listen, like these wrestlers are hard to get
the truth is this: the first time I met Max Caster, he was cool as fuck. I fucked up. I fucked up the second time by not asking him if I could take a video. And I just shoved the camera in his face and I just started going off. I'm pretty sure he didn't like that shit. So I would apologize to him for that. Next time I'll ask him if I can take a video. Because the first time I asked him, he was cool. He even said the name of the show, dude. He's in the intro.
Have you guys...
Anthony, man, what are you doing? Turn around your phone over there. What are you doing, man?
Have you guys asked wrestlers, yo, follow me? Like, yo, follow Guilt, follow Anthony. Follow me? Nah?
You want me to follow you? I follow you, Jay. Do you follow him? Gilch, do you follow Jay?
Like, yo, follow Wrestling with Savage. Follow me.
Jay, have you been still active with the Nation's Corner? I go in there once in a while and I just drop a picture of Ric Flair going, woo!
I go there once in a while because sometimes you're there just talking trash. So I just like to read.
Yeah, I hop in and out of there, man. I wanted to catch one of their Saturday shows. They're good people. They're all pretty cool, man.
No, they're all good. I just not as much as I am because I have a busy life. I got kids and shit. So
can we ask? Can we get into some personal shit, Jay? Because I'm sure Gilch and Anthony would love to hear these things. Can I ask you some personal questions, Jay?
Here we go.
What does it take to get a text response from you at this point in 2023?
Very difficult. I don't know what the year is bringing, but it's bringing a lot of storms, and that's exactly what we're getting with these text messages.
Yo, what like yes, no. I'm not asking for like a story or a power. Like, hey Jay, what's up, buddy? You good today? Yes.
I got everybody hitting up. I got my sources. I got my boys. Everybody's reaching.
Only thing you're hitting up is the liquor cabinet. You son of a bitch! Don't you fucking lie to me.
There's no liquor here, man.
He can't text back because he's too busy always making a drink, yo.
There's no drink.
Should be a fucking bartender.
I was speaking the truth. You guys got a lot of love on Charlotte Flair. She's not my number one.
Charlotte Flair's the greatest woman wrestler of all time. What she did the other night is legendary. She's going to lose the belt sooner than later, only because she's going to win it back.
Give a woman the belt and say, hey, welcome back.
No. It's not even that. It's not even that, man. It's her body of work. She's had some of the best matches I've ever seen in my life from a female competitor. And she main evented WrestleMania. Stop it. Yes. She main evented WrestleMania. She was the goddess. The queen.
Trish Stratus had one of the best matches.
Trish Stratus is great, but not even close, man. Listen, Natty, Natalya. Hold on, listen to this. And I want to hear what you think. Natalya versus Charlotte Flair at NXT was better than anything Trish Stratus ever did.
Oh my God, please, no.
Dilch, do you agree with that or not? Am I stretching with that? I think it's true.
No.
They killed
it. No.
You never watched that match, Anthony?
I see that every day.
Yo, that match that was the match before I think Charlotte got the call up. And they hugged and all that shit.
They hug all the time. They're fucking crybabies. Of course they're gonna fucking hug.
That's fucked up. You know who cries? Cora Jade cries because Roxanne Perez is the champ.
I told you that.
You didn't tell me shit. You were telling me Cora this, Cora that.
I told you Roxanne she's the #1 babyface in the whole company.
Hey, Savage, you know who's gonna be crying?
Who?
Jay when Roxanne drops the title.
Definitely. To Tiffany Stratton. Gilch, what's your take on Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade?
And what's Charlotte Flair's best
Who do you
match?
think's got more potential to make money in this business? I think it's the one that's dating Braun Breaker, but that's just me.
Probably.
It's just me. All right, Grayson Waller next week. Are you gonna watch NXT, Gilch? No way, right? Fuck it. He doesn't give a fuck about NXT. Yeah, I remember when I first met Gilch, I was like, yo, you watch NXT? I think that was the first thing I asked. I was like, yo, not the first thing, but it was one of the first. You watch NXT? Like, yeah. He's not watching NXT. He's done with NXT. I don't blame him, though. There's a lot of shit to watch. Like, even today with Wrestle Kingdom, anybody that woke up at 3 in the morning is a legitimate maniac.
Yeah.
I knew guys that Anthony ABJ, his crew was in his Discord at 3 in the morning, all 8 of them, talking about Wrestle Kingdom while they were watching it.
I gotta say, fucking Zack Sabre Jr. match really fucking impressed me. I really like that.
ABJ's in the house. Trish in today's women's wrestling would be a mid-carder. Wow.
And what is Charlotte Flair's best
Jay,
match?
ABJ coming in with a heat. He said Trish in today's wrestling. Yo, ABJ, you want to come in on the call? Join the Discord right now. Come on in here and tell me what you just told me.
Listen, Charlotte Flair's best match.
Where's ABJ?
Is probably with Asuka. Listen, WrestleMania.
ABJ, where are you, ABJ? I want you to come in this room right now and tell Jay what you just said. I want to hear.
Or you could say Charlotte Flair's best match is with Becky Lynch, Last Woman Standing.
Maybe.
Could say that.
Maybe. I don't know if I would agree with that.
Trish might be my number 4.
Trish and Lita did their
3.
thing, but that's the problem. Who was Trish really going against at the time? Mickey James, Lita, who else? Everybody else, she kicked everybody else's ass. Jacqueline, Ivory, Molly Holly. Who was she really competing against? Nikki Bella was slaying bitches. Nikki Bella was slaying divas.
Basically, that divas shit of a joke, that TNA and all that bullshit. She took that and basically ran where she had to go, man.
He came.
He made it into.
Now it's all fucked up again, but I'll fix it.
How do I say this? She made it into a women's wrestling match. Like, she was having wrestling matches, not fucking.
She was doing her thing, man.
That's just me.
Listen, first off, I see you're in the Mall of America there. You need to take your wrestling opinions and trade them in. You know what I mean? Take them back to the store. Get your money back. Listen, Trish was a really hot girl who got mediocre at wrestling, and she changed the game because she took wrestling seriously. If you place Trish at her prime in women's wrestling today, she probably wouldn't make it out of the indies. Her looks would get her out of the indies.
I like it.
Mandy Rose, as an overall wrestler, is better than Trish was at her prime.
Give me more.
And Mandy Rose was the same.
ABJ, I want you to do what I did for Tony on Monday. Take over my show for like fucking 20 minutes and go nuts.
She was like, who was the dumbass with the red hair? The one that was on the show as well that had no wrestling experience. Who was that one? I forgot her name.
Oh, Eva Marie?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Lita,
I get what you're saying, but Trish really did change something. I feel like when the belt was on her, she was having wrestling matches, not wrestling gimmicks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, with Lita for like 2 years at a time. And then fucking Mickey James for like, dude, she had like 4 people. She had 4 people to wrestle.
But
I can't. But my point is this, all right? Dave LaGreca busted open today. He had his laminated list for top 10 Charlotte matches. You know what stands out for Charlotte? In the top 10 list, it's with 8 different women.
Yeah.
You can't say that about Trish fucking Stratus. You just can't.
I'm just saying, I don't think it's fair when Charlotte Flair comes back all of a sudden from a honeymoon or wherever she went to. And it's like you do the same thing with Big Time Beck's like, oh, you're back? Here's the belt.
Okay, so Beck came back, took the belt from Bianca.
I get why you're doing it because it's WrestleMania season, but I don't like that. You know what? I'm going to say this. You might disagree with this. I think this was Ronda Rousey's best run as a heel with the belt. I'm sorry. I like this run. The only thing I don't like about it is Shayna Baszler at times because she's a little mediocre out there. Sometimes I feel like she don't know what she's doing and she don't know how to execute at the right time. But this run that Ronda Rousey had, I love it. Would I like to see a match with Flair and Flair beat her? Absolutely. I don't think this was the right call. Hey, let's just do it. Here's the belt in 1 minute. Here you go.
Are you a Bianca fan?
Yeah, fan. I like her work. I think.
Do you think Bianca gets over as a talent if she doesn't get squashed at SummerSlam and then has the chase and gets her title back?
I mean, but why did we do that?
Because the chase was awesome, and then it made the Mania moment that much better.
Wait, say that again. I
said that the squash match at SummerSlam pissed everybody off, got the heat that it needed. Then the money was in the chase, like good championship runs, and then the moment at Mania was huge when Bianca Belair beat her.
Right.
Yeah. So right now on SmackDown, we let Charlotte go for 8 months. Let's say for like 2 months after SmackDown, she's gone, broke her arm, or after Mania, broke her arm, she's gone. Since then, that women's division in SmackDown is abysmal. They tried to put it on Liv. They realized real quick she's not top tier. She's not bringing money in. Oh, yeah. Ronda's the only thing they have, and her run's been awful.
You thought it was awful? I thought this
What's your favorite Ronda match this year?
Came back. No, I thought when she came back, that was awful. That I thought was completely awful.
Her first run, rookie year, was really good. Everything after that was not good.
When she turned heel, I liked it. When Shayna Baszler joined, I liked it, but then Shayna Baszler fell flat to me. Certain segments and promos, in the ring, out, it just felt kind of flat. So I thought it was making Ronda Rousey look bad at times when she didn't really need it. I just think she needs to come out, mean mug it. Hey, I'm the baddest bitch on the planet. I could fucking whip your ass. You know, have her matches with these mediocre gizmo women they got there in the roster because they don't have nobody. And then when it's the time for the big match, hey, have it with Flair at WrestleMania, win the belt. I'm cool with it. You know, I know what they're trying to do, but I don't know. Right now, a lot of things is throwing me off, you know.
Who would you put against Ronda? If Flair doesn't come back, who do you put against Ronda for Mania?
I always had Ronda at Becky Lynch, but I think those plans have changed.
Becky's on Raw. She's not moving over and
I put Becky and Ronda in a tag team situation.
To be honest.
So out of the SmackDown roster, Charlotte doesn't come back. Who on that roster? Because at the end of the day, pro wrestling is all about one thing and one thing only. Is if you're the champion, you're supposed to do one job and one job only, and that's make money. You have to pull in money as a champion. Who on SmackDown is a money draw?
Besides Ronda?
Yeah.
Charlotte motherfucking Flair, baby.
Cancel Flair out of it because Flair is the only answer.
I took Flair, but if you
Mandy Rose, Mandy Rose.
No.
Mandy Rose is making more money than Charlotte Flair this month. I promise you that shit.
That's very true. Yeah.
I would make some moves, but
in one day she makes that.
Putting the belt on someone with experience.
Anthony knows he okay.
Maybe somebody like an Asuka in the meantime to hold it down.
They're all on Raw.
I know, that's why I say I don't mind the move. Like, I would make a move, but SmackDown's really live, right? But, hold on. I missed one. Sorry about that. I don't mind Raquel Rodriguez, but it's too early. It's too early to pull the trigger.
No, Raquel needs to pay her dues, man. She needs more time. Probably another year or two. Raquel will be. Raquel will be a superstar, but she's not a superstar that draws money just yet. But she will be one for sure. I want to know, what was your weekly winner so far? Was Raw better than Dynamite? Was Raw better than Dynamite, or was Dynamite the best so far this week?
Dynamite,
right?
Ended.
Yeah.
Dynamite ended with me getting punched in my dick, and I hated it.
Yeah, I didn't really get to hear your take on what you thought the ending of, with Dynamite, because I had to go bounce and start prepping for this shit. So what'd you think about the whole Darby Samoa Joe situation?
Darby is so unbelievable as a champion, as a wrestler, as a talent. There's nothing like Joe. If Joe puts you in a rear naked choke, which is his finishing move, you don't get locked into a full rear naked choke at 115 pounds and then gorilla pump your chest and throw the huge man off your back. It doesn't happen.
Did you like when he dragged him to the ring?
Yeah, like
and then throws him in there too.
The argument was, people said, well, because Rey Mysterio was small and these other guys are small, so why am I picking on Darby?
Because he's supernatural, man.
Yeah, there's nothing about Darby's moveset that says, or his ring psychology that says he worked Joe to a point where Joe was incapacitated and couldn't wrestle. Rey Mysterio would use his speed and agility and his leg kicks and his high flying and everything to stay on his opponent to wear him out. Darby just gets beat up to the point where you're exhausted for beating him up.
Now, that's a terrible comparison, whoever said that, Darby and Ray. It's like, what? Aside from the fact that they're short, I think that's the only thing they have in common.
Like Darby didn't work. Like, his finishing move is to put his body on your body, right? So his whole move is, I'm going to throw my body on your chest, and that's enough to finish you. Darby,
that coffin drop should have hurt him more than it hurt Joe.
Exactly. Darby doesn't work the leg to slow his opponent down. He doesn't. There's no psychology about his match thing.
He's all just spot fest, run this, high speed, velocity, and jumping off a ladder.
Yeah, I'm sure he's a very nice guy, and I don't hate him as a person. I just don't connect with his character, and people who are calling for him to be a world champion one day, I don't see it.
I think Tony sees it, and that's the problem. I think Tony's in love with his character, and he's this icon that can... He looks at him as like, Sting is an icon, and he's trying to turn Darby into an icon by just throwing him with Sting, and that's not how icons are made, last time I checked. No. So I don't know. He definitely sells toys, and he has some of the top views on their YouTube channel. If you go to their YouTube channel, let me ask you, do you know who the top 2 stars are on their YouTube channel, as far as who's got the most views?
For AEW?
Yes, and don't Google it right now. Just tell me.
I'll probably say Darby. Darby would be one, and maybe MJF too.
No, Orange Cassidy, and then Darby Allin. Orange,
I can get behind that.
Cassidy, man, can you believe it? Like 95 million views, the most viewed AEW video.
Now there's another guy.
What did Jack say to us a couple weeks ago, Savage? We were talking about Orange getting all this TV time.
Oh,
I used to pay that guy $110 to wrestle a show for me.
Yeah.
I love Orange. But here's the thing with Orange. Orange is a comedy wrestler. But at least there's ring psychology to his character that makes it believable that he can beat an opponent.
He doesn't care, though. Like, I asked him, what's his dream match? Do you know what he told me? No match. No match at all.
Yeah, but when you talked, did you talk to him in like a scenario where fans and stuff were around, or did you talk to him backstage?
It was just me and him. There was no other fans around. I was the only one at the table. I was the only one going to get a signing.
But you approached him at an autograph table.
I paid. Yes, of course. He's staying in character. Yes, of course.
Yeah, he's in character.
Of course he's in character. But it's still great. I love it. You know, it is what it is.
When I was at IWTV 100, because we were part of the production team, I was like, yo, can I sneak a picture with you real quick? He's like, yeah, man. He goes, get it now, because as soon as I go outside, I'm going to get bombarded. And he's like, I really don't want to go outside and get bombarded. I'm like, all right. So we took a picture, and he went outside, and he goes, fuck it, I'm just going to do it. And he just walked out and signed everyone's pictures at H2O.
Nice.
He was there that night. That was the night Wheeler and Daniel Garcia went 60 minutes right before they got signed. Trish Adora was there. Chris Statlander. They had pretty much all the former independent champions all wrestling.
What show was this?
IWTV 100.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It's on IWTV now.
That's in Philadelphia and Pennsylvania.
That was at the H2O Center in Jersey. Matt Tremont's place.
Yeah, we're going to be in Jersey a couple of times coming up. I know we're going to be in Jersey on the 26th for the Wrestling Universe's store. No, not their store. Their event.
Do you like deathmatch wrestling?
I have never been to a live deathmatch wrestling.
I would, if Jersey's not too far of a trip for you, I would make it a point to go see a show at H2O. It's a good time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do they go once a month, bi-monthly? What do they do?
They're usually once a month. H2O. It's so Monster Factory, H2O, and Wrestle Super Crazy or whatever are all like within like a 10-mile radius of each other, and they're all wrestling schools that put shows on. They're not always deathmatch. Like, they have a lot of good talent coming out of H2O that's really, really, really talented. But I would really suggest go checking them out, especially if that's not too far from you in the Jersey area. They're fun. And if you really want to get crazy and you want to go to Jersey, come hang out with me in February at Shore Star down in Wildwood.
What's going on that day?
It's a wrestling show I do commentary for. That's a really fun promotion.
When you get a chance, throw up all the info in the Discord wrestling news section. So everybody can see it.
You can come and I can work out something for you. Possibly we'll talk to the guy and you can set up your table at Shore Star and you can promote your shit.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea, man. We were actually talking about renting a booth at Wrestling Con 4, the 80s Wrestling Con.
Can I give you a little possible advice?
Yeah.
When you're setting up a booth at a con, how well do you do?
I've never done it before. But I've set up many other booths for like stores that I used to run, so I know how to set up. I've set up at Comic-Con. I've set up at
But my question is, if you go to a con, right, and your draw is like, hey, Sting's here or Britt Baker,
honestly,
these big names.
for the first one, I wouldn't expect to get more than like maybe 10 people that might follow my page, and that's from personal interaction. But
now, if you go to an independent show, I'm guaranteeing you set up at an independent show and you have a table set up, more fans are going to be more likely to come check out your stuff because
I believe that.
There's less name competition, and it doesn't. It's when they go to a con, they're like, I got to get in line, I got to make sure I'm here, I got to make sure I'm here.
There's only one difference, though. There's only one difference. When I'm at a con, I can talk loud enough so that the whole fucking building hears me. So when my table's set up and I have Anthony sitting over there and Gil sitting over there and we have our 16 built sitting over there and I'm cutting a promo on whatever fucking superstars in the building, because it doesn't matter who's in front of me, I'm going to get everybody's attention. I'm going to make sure they all hear me. They hear Wrestling with Savage. And then if my table's there, I'd let them know, come on over to the fucking table because we're giving away free shit. People
now,
like free
you
shit.
You also want to become a manager in wrestling, correct?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm too lazy to go to the training right now. That's
what better way to get noticed at an independent wrestling show to possibly become someone's mouthpiece is being at an indie show.
No, 100%.
Because some guy who works for Tony Khan is not going to say, hey, the chances of a wrestler going to say, hey, Khan or Vince, this crazy psycho is screaming his face off at a con, you should check a look at him. Yeah. Now, if the booker and the promoter are at an indie show and you're there going crazy, they're like, yo, this guy's entertaining.
You never know, man. Listen, when I was at that show at Philly where I met you, by Vicky's table, the guy recognized me from the FTR signing. He's like, yo, it's crazy. I was telling Vicky Guerrero about your promo to FTR and how fucking, awesome you are. Blah, 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 blah. I was shocked. I was like, oh, shit. And then I sat and I talked with Vicky Guerrero for like 15 minutes. She didn't charge me for a picture. And, that's when I was asking her about the stage and the scoop and all that shit. So you never know who you're going to meet, when you're going to meet them. And you're right. You got to take advantage of opportunities whenever you get them. Sometimes you got to create your own opportunity, which I'm someone that does. Like I said, a lot of people went to go see Mike Tyson in Atlantic City, but only one fan walked away with a picture.
Yeah. As I said, I think cashing on the indie scene is something a lot of content creators and podcast people don't do. They jump to the cons, they jump to go chase the names on TV, and like I said, you could have had a Willow interview 2 years ago before she got signed. You could have had an Axe and Andretti interview 2 years before. Shit,
I could have had an MJF interview if I was going to Create a Pro like 4 years ago. I just started going to Create a Pro this fucking year. That's why I have Max Caster doing the intro for my fucking show.
You're welcome.
If it wasn't, if I didn't catch him right now, I probably, I might never see him at Creative Pro again. I don't even think he's booked for the next fucking card. He might be done with Creative Pro because eventually they reach a point where they don't, they're not going to do it anymore.
He still goes back and helps train, but he doesn't do shows.
No, he does shows. Yeah, we've seen him wrestle 3 months in a row now. 4
really?
months. Yeah, bro. Tag match. He had a tag match. He had a singles match.
Wait. I think he thinks we're talking about MJF.
No, not MJF. No, Max Caster.
Max,
MJF goes once in a random blue and had just surprise everybody there or some bullshit like that. But yeah, he's
Savage said to Max, like, he's Calvin the World wrestling 1 night a week. He's like, dude, I'm doing indie shit 3 nights a week.
Dude, I went to MJF's gym once, man, because I saw him post pictures on Instagram, and I was in the neighborhood, and I text these guys, yo, I think MJF's at his gym right now. Yo, I go in the gym, and I talk to the guy. I'm like, yo, can I just take a tour of the gym? I might want to sign up. I'm looking around for MJF, man, like a psycho, like a maniac. Only maniacs do that. I'm not going to stalk the guy, but I saw the picture. I'm like, well, look at the neighborhood I'm in. I'm 8 minutes away from the gym. I got to go try to see if MJF is there. Because I was like, that's an opportunity, man. I wish to talk to MJF. I've talked to his mom 3 times.
Yeah. There's a show this Saturday in Hamburg, Pennsylvania. The one that Kevin Kelly was promoting at Icons. I'll be at that one this Saturday. There's another opportunity. I think name wise, they're gonna have Deonna Purrazzo there. I think Lady Frost and Victor will be there.
Dude, I wish I had the time right now to go to all these fucking shows, but the problem is I have to take care of my job, my family. So Gilch is pretty much my guy. So whatever show Gilch is going to, I'm going to. So I talk to him. Whatever he's down to go to, we go together, and we try to go, I think, at least once a month, twice a month sometimes. I know in December we went a little wild. Didn't we do 3 shows in September or December?
I'm sometimes traveling to a show on a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and they're all 4 hours away.
And you got to remember, I'm high velocity, high energy. So when I go to a pay-per-view, by the end of the day, I'm done. Like, you don't even understand, like, how dead I am. And then I have to drive back from wherever the fuck I am 2-3 hours away. When we went to that AC show, you know, we could have stayed in the room. Instead of, like, what was it, 3 in the morning? We're like, fuck it, let's go home. He's home in an hour, but me, 2.5 hours I got to drive because I wanted to go to fucking Rampage on a Friday night.
Like 80, you go like 80, 90.
And I lost my mind that night. I shoved the Dave LaGreca head into
No, AC's an hour
face.
from my house. Hour and 10 minutes?
Yeah, for you it's awesome, bro. I wish I lived it.
bro.
If I lived an hour from AC, I'd probably be there way more. Like
I did commentary in AC last year, and it was like one of the fucking best moments of my life. It was called Pro Wrestling After Dark. It's like an adult-themed wrestling show, and it was so much fucking fun.
I definitely want to try the commentary thing one day. Hopefully somebody will give me an opportunity. I asked my friend Jack, who owns the Wrestling Universe, I sent him a message tonight, actually, because he's doing the show on the 26th for Cardona. It's going to be basically Cardona versus a scrub of nobody, and then, you know, it's a whole card of nobodies. But I asked him, hey, man, let me commentate, bro.
Let me ask Anthony B over here. But, Anthony B, is it hard doing commentary? Like, how do you do it at first? Like, what was your experience at first? And how do you get to where you at now?
I've always been the type of person that has the fuck it, if I suck, I suck, but I'm going to give it a shot mentality. The first couple times I did it, I didn't know what I was doing. And then I worked with a guy named Pete, and Pete is really, really talented. Pete DeLong, if you want to search him up on the internet. Pete, he taught me what he does with the stuff, and then I started working at a place called the Sanctuary in Hazleton, and the Sanctuary is like a wrestling school, but also it's an old like 1960s church, or it's old as fuck, but it's a church. They convert it into a wrestling studio, so it has lights and crazy sound system, and there's a wrestling ring in the middle of it, and there's pews around the church. A lot of really cool names have came out of there. Anthony Bowens wrestled there. He was almost their first champion. Nyla Rose wrestled there. Sonny Kiss, Britt Baker, Jamie Senegal, Ace Austin, who's currently the world champion there. But it's like a really cool environment, but it's more or less, they don't treat it like professional wrestling, they treat it like theater. So, but they run, that year that I just got into commentary, they ran like Friday, Saturday, Sunday almost every week. So I was just in there getting reps and reps and reps and reps and reps. So in my short amount of time on commentary, I probably have more reps than people who've been doing it 5 years. Because if most people who do commentary, first off, it's hard to get into commentary. And second, it was when you get into commentary, if you work one promotion, if you get to a promotion that makes money, you're working one show a month. So that's 12 reps a year. So if you do 3 years of commentary, you know what I mean? You're getting, 30-some matches in 3 years?
How long would you say for yourself, you'd be like, you know what? I'm comfortable. I got this. I don't got to worry about it. I'm coming in. I'm going to do the job. I'm going to nail it.
Oh, I do that almost every show I go into. So I kind of walk in. I walk up to the talent if I don't know them. And I'm like, yo, what? Just give me because I do color. So my job is color commentary. I'll do a little bit of play-by-play, but most of my job is color. First off, I'm not learning your names on your move names on the independent. So if you do a spear, I'm fucking calling it a spear.
Nah, I want to be the play-by-play guy, man. If I go into the thing, Anthony, I'm getting a little
if you call it the
notepad.
wham dan ding-a-ling, I'm not gonna fucking remember that. Your move's called the fucking
Dude,
spear.
I'm
Now,
getting a
if I work
notepad and I'm just writing the names down. That's all I need. I'll do the play-by-play. That's all I need.
So what I'll do is play-by-play is fine. I like play-by-play. I like color a little more. I can be a little looser and I can tell more of a story. So I'll kind of go up and be like, hey, where are you from? And they're like, oh, I trained out of this school. I've worked this promotion. I've worked this name. My last couple matches like this. This is my style. This is the character I am, and this is what I try to do to put that character over. And then I just take that information and wing it. Like a lot of what I do is very improv. I think I'm pretty decent at it. I'm pretty confident in what I do. So yeah, and I in my first year of commentary, I think I worked for like 11 different promotions last year.
That's sick, bro. Are you streaming tomorrow night?
What's tomorrow night?
Thursday. Oh, that's right. You're going to Bertucci.
I'll be at Bertucci's. I don't know if I'll be on camera that much.
Yeah, tomorrow they're doing a big thing, Tantalizing Tony. They're doing a big party at Bertucci's. They're doing raffles. Head on over to Tantalizing Tony's page for all the information. I'm pretty sure he has at least 5 or 6 commercials per video that he has on there, so you can definitely find all the info in there. But what I was going to ask you is, Anthony, maybe one day me and you should set up a stream and we try to call live play-by-play on, maybe a certain event, something that we could see. You'll do the color, I'll do the play-by-play, and let's see what it sounds like when it's all said and done, man. Because I think
I tried to do that with TV wrestling, and I had a hard time like getting.
No. We won't do
it.
TV. We'll try to find like a pay-per-view or some kind of event where it's just matches. Or what we could do. Why don't we do play-by-play on some classic shit? We go back and we pull out a Royal Rumble. Maybe we go back and we pull out a 1999 King of the Ring. Maybe we pull out Stone Cold Bret Hart. We don't have to necessarily do play-by-play commentary on something that happened today. We could do something that happened 20 fucking years ago.
It's just hard because a lot of times, without muting the other commentary, you're going to mute the crowd noise, or you're going to mute a lot of those things that you feed off of. There's a lot of variables. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes it could be difficult, but I'll try it.
Fuck the crowd noise. We should just call that shit just off the match, the physicality, the facials. Those guys, first of all, you could put it on mute, and you knew when something hurt. You knew when something was impactful. Like, that's how good we're talking about watching ring generals now. We're not going to be watching some fucking okity-dokity circus hopping fucking,
Darby Allin?
Yeah, God. Exactly. I know you hate the flippity-floppity-dippity-dobbity, don't you?
I don't hate flippy shit. I think everything in wrestling has its place. And I think wrestling, the best way wrestling was described to me was by Anthony Green when I hung out with Anthony Green for a day. He goes, you know what professional wrestling is? It's the fucking Muppet Show. There's a segment and there's a time and a place for everything. You have your spooky shit, you got your funny shit, you got your serious shit, you got your technical shit.
It's a soap opera. It's General Hospital, man. Yep. Go watch that. It's the same thing.
And he said then you have the two old guys up top hating fucking everything.
Well, speaking of Anthony, I want you to meet Anthony. This is Anthony over here, and he's aspiring to become a wrestling photographer. So if you ever he'll
once again,
he'll work for free for a while.
Tell Savage to set up a table at an indie show, and 90% of the getting the job is fucking being there. You know how many times at a wrestling show you're like, hey man, I just want to get a shot at comment. I want to get a shot here at this or that, and they go, do you have your shit? And they're like, yeah. Fucking go do it. Just don't get in the way. You know what I mean?
Pretty much.
90% of chasing your dream brother is being there. And sometimes when you go to the show, you might not do commentary the first time. They'll be like, yo, tonight you're going to fucking carry your ring. Like my first couple months of the show, I used to bring the equipment that did commentary. Like I would show up my podcast equipment and I was like, they're like, oh, you have really cool shit. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, can we like replace all of our production stuff with your stuff? And I was like, yeah. So I set up a hard cam. I gave people cameras. I
don't think like that, man. I can't, like, if I go there to do commentary or manage or something like that, that's what I'm fucking doing. And the only reason I think like that, and I'll say it, how many bumps have you taken, Anthony?
Never. One. I took one bump.
All right. Well, I'm proud of
you. Leo Sparrow.
Was it in the ring?
Ahead for a bit.
Was it in the ring too?
No, it was out. It was outdoors. Yeah.
So you've never taken a bump in the ring?
No, I'm not. I never trained to be a wrestler.
Have you ever like just been curious? Like, because I'm sure they would let you like fuck around in the ring after the show or something.
I was diagnosed with a joint disorder at 16. So physicality for me is probably a no go. Especially.
But do you ever at least get in the ring to just take some pictures of yourself, just fucking around on the top rope, shit like that?
When I'm in the ring, I've helped with like helping fans take photos with wrestlers in rings, but I've never like ran ropes. Like if I'm in a ring, I'm either there for a purpose, but I don't get into fuck around because to me personally, mind state wise, is if you're in the ring, you better have a purpose and doing what you're supposed to be doing in it, and it's not a fucking playground. You know what I mean? Like I'm not in there to fuck around, and like that's somebody's sanctuary. That's someone's place of art, and if I'm not trained or have the proper mind state to be in there, I shouldn't be in there fucking climbing ropes and acting like a fucking idiot.
The reason I bring that up is because when I wrestled, and I wrestled for 4 years, and I was getting my ass fucking kicked, training and all that shit, putting on matches, being on the cover of a newspaper, getting screwed out of a reality TV show. I don't know if you remember this. The first reality show on MTV was about a bunch of kids that wanted to become wrestlers. They wanted me to be the featured star because I was on the cover of The Village Voice at the age of 13 years old with a bunch of people saying, hey, this kid's going to be in the WWF by the time he's fucking 20. My manager was a piece of shit, didn't have a license. I got screwed. That's why I'm very passionate about the wrestling business, because I used to wrestle. I was a wrestler. So it's hard for me to like ever accept the possibility that I can't do this thing. Like I'm not gonna sit here and say I can go wrestle right now, because I certainly cannot. Unless you want 2-minute matches. If you want to just put me over in 2 minutes, I'll give you, or kill me in 2 minutes. We can do that. But you want a 10-minute match? 20? Not happening. I don't have the cardio. Don't have the stamina. I'm definitely not in ring shape.
What made you get out of it?
Just the school. I got kicked out of the school with a concussion for 7 hours. I didn't know who I was. And, I found out a lot of things about the trainer after that. I found out that he screwed me out of the whole deal with MTV. I found out that, he didn't have a license to actually really even have a wrestling school open. A couple of students came in, they got fucked up. One 45-year-old man came, and I saw the man become a vegetable. He took the wrong snap.
And how old were you when this happened?
16.
How old are you now?
39.
How many wrestling schools have you been aware of since in that gap?
Oh, hundreds, but that's not the thing. At the time, when I was still in training condition and making the decision, I had three, in my mind, I only had three options. I can either go to Canada and train with Stu Hart, or I can go to Texas and train with Shawn Michaels, or I can stay home.
You were thinking like straight to the pros.
My mindset wasn't about going to some rinky-dinky school in New Jersey or this or that, where I've been to hundreds of locations and training facilities where, people don't like you. They try to hurt you. They try to break your arm. They try to dislocate your shoulder. They try to fucking snap your finger. I've seen it. I've been through it. I've dealt it. I've walked into a gym and had three guys literally try to beat the fucking shit out of me for real. They had invited me to a session. Next thing you know, we get in the ring, and I'm seeing the way they're hitting me. I'm like, oh, these guys, they bring me out here to fuck me up. And I didn't like it. I didn't respect that. I'm not down with it. I walked out of the ring because I'm not trying to get... I'm not going to break my leg because you guys want to, pick on a kid. These are all 30-year-olds. These aren't like, I'm a kid.
Yeah.
And so I had a lot of bad experiences with a lot of different schools, a lot of different trainers. Because once you get on the cover of a newspaper, obviously I was super cocky. I was super arrogant. I thought I was going to be on a fucking reality TV show. My ego was at an all-time high, but that's what it takes to get this shit done. You have to know you're the best. You have to think you're the best. This is not a game. It's not a game. If you want to be the best professional wrestler in the world, you have to know that you can get the job done. In the ring, on the mic, anything they ask of you, you're going to do. You're going to be that perfect employee. That's what I would have been for Vince McMahon. I would have jumped off the top of the cage before Mick Foley if they would have let me. I would have did anything for that man. I would have took any bump for the love of the business, for the love of Vince McMahon, for the love of the WWF, because what they did to me, they brainwashed me, you see? Just like they brainwashed you and Gilch and Jay and Anthony and the rest of the fucking zombies that are out there chanting every single day, man. That's why I know I can make it, Anthony, because I have that inner passion that other people can only have when they attempt to actually become a professional wrestler. I didn't become like a $1 million professional wrestler. I made $5 here, $10 here, maybe $20 once for taking a chair shot, whatever the fuck. I even busted myself open once, okay? I've taken tombstone pile drivers that I didn't want to take from guys who didn't know how to give it. You ever taken a doink splash? You know what a doink splash is? These stupid fucks, they think the doink splash is cool, where they jump and they hit your back with their ass, right? Now, it takes a very skilled person to be able to do a doink splash without hurting you. This kid one time, I call it doink splash. And or whatever, and I take it, and I feel the sharp pain in my lower back. I swear to God, I thought I was paralyzed, right? And then I feel better that it was a stinger, in wrestling you get stingers. I got up, man, I put this kid in the corner. I swear to God, I almost ripped his shirt off his body with the chops I was giving this kid. When I give a chop, not only do you feel it, you hear it, and you're going to remember me tomorrow. Maybe not next week, but tomorrow you will wake up and you will remember the chop print that I left on your fucking chest. When I gave punches, I made it look like I dominated you, but if you wouldn't even feel it. That's how good I was, and I still have that punch. I can still punch a brick wall.
What age did you stop? What age did you stop training?
About 17, man. Like 16 to 17 is where I had a dark year of experiences with testing the waters of trying to go to some other schools and this and that. And then eventually I just made the decision to stay home and be a good kid and stay with my mom, stay with my dad, and try to go to college and life. Then you start working and that's it. It's over. Mm-hmm. Once you start getting in the grind, man, it's hard, man. Especially if you don't have anybody that's supporting that dream you have. Literally, I was the only one who wanted to become a professional wrestler. My mom didn't want me to be a wrestler.
I think you have a big supporting cast, man. You have your wife, you have your kid, you have family, you have us. You have the whole Busted Open Nation, and I know it's been a long time. You said 16 to 17, and whatever circumstances happen in life that stops you, hey, it happens to all.
I'm not gonna lie. Listen, I got in the ring once when I was 22. Let me just tell you this first.
Hold on. Before you cut another 5-minute promo,
I won't cut a promo.
My whole point is that, hey, look, you said it yourself. You're 39 years old. Maybe you should open up a table. start talking, meet, network like you've been always doing, and you never know, man. Hey, I could put you in Creative Pro. You could do the manager mouthpiece. I think that's you, man. I think you could cut a promo. I think you could be a mouthpiece for somebody. You only need to take 3-4 bumps. You don't need to do any crazy shit or doink splash, whatever you want to call it.
I gotta quit smoking. I can't start the training until I think that's the problem, Anthony. I've become a bitch now. You understand? I'm a little bitch when it comes to this shit. This is my weakness, and that's the story I was getting to. I tried getting in the ring when I was like 22 or 23. I can't remember exact age, but at that point I had been smoking for 5 years. Right, 18 years old. You start clubbing. I'm clubbing every Friday, every Saturday. Jay remembers because he was there. Weren't you where? Who was the designated drunk? Jay can tell you all the stories. Who was the designated drunk driver? Jay, who's the greatest designated drunk driver of all fucking time? Who got you home every Friday and Saturday? Was it any of your other friends or was it me?
Well, I'm not gonna answer. I think you were told everybody the answer, but
God damn it. Anyway, the point is, I got in the ring.
Man, I don't think it's too late, bro.
I got in the ring.
Yeah, all I'm saying
I don't think it's fucking late.
It's tough.
90% of what I do in this business right now is hearing stories just like yours,
of course,
and hearing that. But there's a lot. Anything you want in life, dude. If you want to be a chef, you want to be a photographer.
You may hear all those fucking stories, Anthony, but nobody. There's nobody in the world that's like me, just like nobody in the world like them. Everybody's unique and has their own story, their own journey. But I promise you this: I'm one of the better talkers that is in the game that's not in the game. You know what I mean? I could get on Monday Night Raw tomorrow. And I would piss everybody off in less than a minute, man. I'd spit on the fucking ground that they all walk on, and I'll shit on them harder than MJF ever could. Give me 60 seconds, and I'll get booed.
And then you'd be getting put in the back room, and they'd be jumping you again.
I want to get booed.
Hey, Anthony, I know you've seen people come in and out of the life passionate about wrestling like Savage and whatnot. But have you seen someone, like say passionate like Savage, right? Could cut a promo, could cut anything, be on any show, talk shit, whatever. Have you ever seen someone go to like one of those shows you talk about, set a table, and hey, somebody called them and be like, you know what, I could use you in this promotion. All you gotta do is take 2 bumps. That's it. You call it, get a payday. You ever see somebody just kind of cut corners more or less and just take the shortcut and just already in there?
Oh, did we lose Ant?
And we lost him, right? Nope.
Might be back.
Okay, we might have lost Anthony on that question.
We have the other Anthony's here, though. Other Anthony's here.
The other Anthony can't answer for
Gilch is like, why are we still here? Why are we still alive? Because there's people still watching Gilch, and guess what? We hit 104 total views. Killing it tonight.
Oh, man, it's like...
He's gone.
Oh, he's gone?
He might come back.
That was the perfect question.
He's back.
That was the perfect question.
My computer's plugged in sometimes, and it just powers itself off for no reason. Now, you were saying,
question?
I heard. Have you ever seen someone who can cut a promo and then it turned off?
No. Like someone as passionate like Savage is saying, you know, you have to go to the schools and whatnot to be where you want to be. But you ever seen someone just been so passionate, so great at what they do, and they went to a show, they set a table, they met networks, and they were like, hey, you know what? I could use it for promotion. All you gotta do is cut this promo for a minute, take 3 bumps, you're done. I'll give you 100 or 200. Have you ever seen someone just cut those corners that fast?
Never.
Oh wow.
Never.
No, it doesn't work. You got to work your way in, man. Like anything else, you got to go through the training. If you want to be a manager and take bumps, they're not letting you take bumps unless you've completed basic training at some kind of professional wrestling school. And then you got to pay your dues and do the shitty shows. Yeah, whatever they tell you to do.
I seen people become managers and not have to go through school.
Did you?
Yeah, but it's usually rare though. They won't let you take bumps like maybe like.
Yeah, and you don't need to take. If you're a good mouthpiece, you don't need to take a bump.
Yeah.
Did you hear Bully Ray's story about his student at the night of the ECW arena event a couple of weeks back?
I don't think Anthony knows about the whole story with the barbed wire bat and the stop sign and how I was actually part of the pay-per-view. I already had my first moment ever as far as the pay-per-view goes. I was part of that pay-per-view with a spot with Bully Ray that we set up.
Where does Bully train people at?
Connecticut. He's got there's a personal gym there where the guy does personal training, and they also have days they do the wrestling training, and they do their thing over there.
He does it with Devon still?
No, I don't think he does.
No, I don't think so.
My buddy was the ref in that match with Cordona and.
Oh, cool.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
One of his students was ringside, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm just picking up the wrestlers' ring gear and bringing it to the back, just to get like involved with the event." So he was like,
"She was doing much more than that, man. She was running around. She was sweeping up, picking up."
She was okay. Okay. Next
ring
day,
crew, baby.
Go to school. Next day,
she did. She wasn't supposed to.
Give me a wrist lock. Give me a this. Give me a that. He's like, she's fucking up moves. He goes, listen to me. Don't you ever step your feet inside the barricades ever again until you're able to proficiently perform in a wrestling ring. And he blew her up apparently.
Yeah, that's dumb. You need to learn a wrist lock to go and grab a jacket and bring it into the back.
Bully's a dick though. He's a notorious. He's known to be.
I think that's such a.
He's playing the heel. He's playing the heel even at his school.
That's not being a heel. That's
in his mind it is, bro. Think about how many concussions he's had. Come on now.
You want to be real? You know how many people I know that trained him at Gleason's and said told me stories about him in his early careers?
Oh, I'm sure there's a million stories out there.
He's a bully because he was bullied because he had an attitude.
He still had a hell of a career though.
Sure, absolutely.
You can't take that away from him. What he did in ECW was legendary.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, look at the WWE run.
His career is amazing. I respect his career, but I think
I bet you can name 10 tag teams that you probably liked back in the day more than the Dudleys, right? For them to come to
not
WWE.
Many. I really like the Dudleys.
They're my
top
Dudley
5
boys?
all time. They're my top 5
Who is
all
your top
time
5
favorite
all time tag teams, real quick? Before Gilch passes out.
I'm biased because I'm a Sean guy, so Rockers are really high up there. There's no particular order here. I'm a Rockers guy. I like the Dudleys. The Harley Boys were fun.
Anthony's just gone.
I mean, Rock and Roll Express.
Rock and Roll Express, okay.
Uh,
So if I go and tell you the Legion of Doom were the greatest tag team of all time as far as presentation goes, you can't really argue with me, right? I think we lost them again.
I'm staring at him like, fuck, what deep thought he's in right now.
Yeah, right? Anthony, you still there?
He's still thinking. He's in deep thought right now.
Other Anthony is there.
He's got that thinking face frozen on it.
I think we've hit our climax, boys. I think Jay wants to go to bed.
I just gotta walk the door, but I'm still
alive. Nah, it's 2.5 hours, man. We've been on for 2.5 hours. This shit is over. We're out. Wrestling with Savage, man.
There's a lot of tag
enjoy the
teams
intro. We can stay in the Discord after, man. But
later.
This
There's
shit
a lot of tag teams.
We'll be back next week. Everybody have a good night. Maybe I'll be on tomorrow for Impact, the surprise play-by-play on the commentary. I don't know. But
shout out.
Everybody have a good night. Take care.
With Savage, the best podcast in the history of podcasts.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, brought to you live by the champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. SmackDown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. Why?
Because they are the best tag team in the world today! Woo! George, Wrestling with Savage. I think George just tried his resume for Tony Khan. I don't know. Up for George, huh? With Savage!
Of course.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, brought to you live by the champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. SmackDown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. Why?
I'm trying to give these two W's. Say you are listening to Wrestling with Savage, the best podcast in the history of podcasts.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, brought to you live by the champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. SmackDown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. Why?
Because they are the best tag team in the world today! Woo! George, Wrestling with Savage. I think George just tried his resume for Tony Khan. I don't know. Up for George, huh? With Savage!
Of
Of course.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, proud to you live by the champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is wrestling with Savage. SmackDown, hold the title. This is wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling